You've seen him for years as Hollywood's bad guy on TV and in movies. Now, listen to him right here. Here's your host, the multi-talented Jasper Cole.
All right, howdy, 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 and welcome to On the Set with Jasper Cole. This is your host, Jasper Cole, coming to you from Sunset Gower Studios right here in Hollyweird, California on this February. Yeah, can anybody hear? Are we plugged in?
I don't know if we're plugged in.
Well, whatever. We're going to let it rock and roll.
Okay.
We have people for this.
All
anyway.
right.
Spencer, could you come in here, please?
Yeah, technical
Spencer,
difficulties,
we're
please.
having a little
Anyway,
bit of a
since
time.
we
Yeah,
only
I
do,
can't hear you guys.
I don't
since
really
we only
care.
do the show once a month now, we don't know what we're doing.
Right.
We need to come in the day before and rehearse the show.
No, just a few minutes.
How about a few minutes
We were
before?
talking up until the...
Right, I was in the
Spencer,
bathroom.
yeah.
I don't think we're on air.
And we're whatever.
He's
We're on
a-
camera though. Don't forget.
Right. Hi.
Wave to
Like,
everyone.
fuck you.
So welcome to our February show. We were delayed from last.
Well, because
we're
of
not
your birth.
transgendered.
Well, because...
I thought,
well,
what is he saying?
Allegedly.
I was going to
he's-
say transferred from last week.
Exactly. Well,
But
it
it was the
birth.
Super Bowl.
Because-
I'm talking, Ralph. See what happened?
Tony, we're not sure if we're on air.
That's okay.
I can't hear anybody in my mics.
Yeah, that's fine. We don't. Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, here we go.
Woo,
But we were
now
still
we got
on,
it.
right?
Yeah.
We're so professional.
I know, we really are. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Spencer.
This is our Sunday worship service.
Is this our new gospel?
Wait, what?
This is our new non-denominational. Are you going to give me notes while we're on air?
Is this Tony's new? I love this music.
Do you like that?
What is that from?
That's
The
To-
PTL club?
That's
I called in that club once.
Tammy Faye's dad.
I called in that club once.
To do what?
To pretend that my sister was dying and we need to pray for her.
Oh,
Wow.
my goodness.
Oh, yeah, it was a hot day in La Habra, and us four girls had nothing else to do.
I love it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I did
like
a whole
how-
thing.
I like how we're just talking. No one's been introduced or anything.
Oh, okay.
So that's because we
Well-
could have a new listener who doesn't, or new viewer.
Well, that's a good. That's
new viewer.
viewer / listener. You're absolutely right. I was going to say we have so many fans out there very comfortable with who we are. But you're right because there's
You always want to say who you are and never assume.
exactly.
Right.
And like Jasper said, there's always a new person.
So let's let Jasper
I
do
don't
the
want
honors.
people to think you're the house cleaner who just came in to get something cleaned
no
up.
one ever would do that.
And I'm the lawyer.
You're
Or
the
the
accountant.
accountant.
There we go. There we have it. No, of course we are here today, and I'm
looking
joined
like some
by.
Cherokee Indian with your hair all
I'm
pulled back
I'm
or
going to be
some shit.
muting you in about 5 minutes.
Oh,
don't
please
get all
don't.
cocky.
Are you going to make a wigwam?
Tell everyone who made those cookies you're eating.
Jasper Cole, ladies and gentlemen, made these delicious.
These are
cookies.
Really?
Dark
What's that
Planet Earth
plastic
on.
tin?
I save those from Costco. You know I do.
Speaking of,
Who are you?
right, they were going to charge me for 10 cents a bag at Rite Aid. Who does that?
Well,
That's
there's
it.
no more plastic anymore.
Do you have a Berg on the end of your name?
And, and if you have to, and if you
Okay.
need a paper bag,
Yeah. What an anti-Semite.
No, there's nobody who loves Jewish people more than me. You know
Are you
that.
looking into your camera?
I actually, these are my people right
Are you
here.
looking into your
These
camera?
are my
I want to go
people.
be in your camera for a second.
Ralph,
Where we are the
could
chosen.
somebody please get him out?
Hey.
Selfie.
Hey, Planet
Look,
Earth.
Ebony.
You want me to get a
Ivory.
picture? You guys are
Oh, that's
adorable.
okay.
Take a picture because Ralph's all
Adorable.
around.
I'd rather take pictures of you guys all day long.
Okay, this is
have-
for
Okay,
this
hold
is for
on.
our radio listeners can't
Hey,
see what's
Rosebud.
Our
happening.
two
but-
listeners.
There we
Okay,
go.
Rosebud, that's for you.
Thanks,
I'll post that.
Rosebud. So the orange blossom that was next to me
Yes.
is my co-host.
Well, who are you? We need to know who you
I've
are.
already introduced myself.
Okay.
I am.
Well, if they're
Jasper
listening,
Cole.
they know that it's called On the Set. So they.
But my way too gay sidekick Ralph Cole
I
Jr.
am so gay
You are so gay.
that I decided to come and join you today because I wanted to see if being around your hyper masculine
And of course, we're
energy
welcoming
and
back
macho-
all the way from Orange County, the Real
Would help me.
Housewives.
Why,
of
you
Orange
just
County.
totally cut him off.
No, he always
Dara
has.
Zane Scully.
No, this train is moving faster, so no,
Wow.
it is totally. But you know what?
Ralph, go ahead.
This
go
just
back.
goes right in with my ADD.
But
That
let's
was perfect.
before we forget, because last month we forgot to thank the sponsors. Who are they?
Wayman Productions is the first one that comes to mind because without Wayman,
I cannot read.
there'd be no Woe Man.
Oh,
know.
Wow.
And then
Comedy is clearly hard
how
and
is
harder
clearly
for
hard.
others
I've heard it's hard.
And then we
who
have
used to do 3-camera. Go ahead.
Well, we have a very lovely black CEO, a negress CEO that
What?
runs Imagine That Productions, and she is one of our sponsors.
And then we have an
Imagine That.
Italian Polish.
We have an Italian Polish one that is doing nothing but painting sausage all the time.
Tyrone
Wait,
Artworks. And please,
I don't even know.
Really,
Okay. I don't know what he just. Okay.
I have a little phlegm in my throat, because I have allergies.
You sure it's nothing else?
When you have a place in the desert and you have a place here,
Wow. Wow.
and I go from that climate
Wow.
to this climate,
Wow.
the
Look at
allergies
me.
are really hard.
That
Actually,
was funny. That was good, Jasper. That was a good one.
Was that a
now
good
listen,
one?
Planet Earth, I just would like to
how's my hair?
your hair is really nicely done, actually.
Thank
It's
you.
getting a little longer, that ponytail, and it actually looks natural this week.
As
So-
opposed to yours?
Well,
No, I'm saying you do have a little bit of help in yours, right?
What?
I only have growth, if that's what you mean.
What
A
is he?
little bit.
What the hell is he talking
Listen,
about?
Dara, a lot of times
Jasper.
Jasper will really grab very hard to insult
No, as a
somebody
black
or bring
woman,
someone
most
down
black
Right.
to
women,
make him look better.
most
I
black
know.
women have.
Because he'd step over
Extension.
Jesus to get ahead.
See how my eyes
He's
get very
crying now.
teary-eyed? It's I'm
Oh.
I'm very emotional.
No,
Why are you
I don't
emotional?
have-
Are you
I'm
on your
50.
period?
I turned 50 last
Right.
week.
Are you in menopause?
Yeah,
No,
oh God,
no,
that
no,
started
no,
when I
no.
first
No,
met
I
him.
never had kids, so my vagina will stay tight.
You
for
still
years.
go. You still go through menopause.
Really? Men
Yes.
go through menopause?
Yes.
Wow. Well, speaking of, Ralph, who is our special guest coming up at 5:00 today?
Sally Kirkland.
Wait, he had a mouthful. Sally Kirkland.
Sally
Veteran
Kirkland.
Academy Award nominated for Best Actress, Golden Globe winning, LA Film Critic winning, and Spirit Award winning Sally Kirkland will be joining us.
Will actually be rejoining us. Sally was a guest on our show back when we first started out, and it was a wonderful way to get on the set.
We weren't on camera then.
We weren't on
remember?
camera. Oh, that's right. Does Sally know she's going to be on camera? Oh, well.
You
who
better
knows?
make
She-
sure
No, she
she's
does.
camera ready.
She's
a
a
movie.
camera. She's always camera
She's a
ready.
movie
Okay.
star. She's like
She is.
Suze Lanier Bramlett that way.
Yeah.
Always camera ready.
But
That's
Suze,
Suze.
Suze likes to wear her sunglasses.
She looked cute, though, with those
So
sunglasses.
She
anyway,
did.
You're
please
in
follow
my
the
face.
show
You're-
on Twitter at On The Set W Jasper,
Wow.
Facebook On The Set with Jasper Cole, and our website onthesetwithjaspercole.com.
And Jasper Cole. And Jasper Cole starring in his own porno.
I'm gonna. This is Ralph and I are teaching a commercial acting class.
What?
Slate? Hi, it's Jasper Cole.
Wait, you are?
No, we're kidding. We
Okay.
should.
Right.
That's what we
that
should
would
do.
be comedy relief. I'd have to go there and watch.
Oh, and speaking of that little post on Facebook that you were all like, see, this is why we hate Putin. You know that shit was a hoax, right, Jasper?
Of course
Yeah,
it
it was a
but I
hoax.
still hate him.
You did not know it was a hoax.
Nobody
did?
was
Thank you,
killed.
Dara.
But don't
When-
you hate Putin? Aren't we boycotting
he-
the Olympics?
We are, but when he wrote that post, you know he thought that. You know he thought
But
I
you
know
know
he
about
did.
but about 90%.
I haven't
of
really
people-
watched the Olympics because I just
I
it's
don't-
just the
I'm
whole
not
thing is
watching
just
it.
foul.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, I'm against it.
right?
Good point. I think you're
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, the
I feel terrible for the athletes that have trained for years and years and years.
Yeah, it's
and then
such a
that's where they
downer.
land up.
right. It's such a downer thing, the whole situation.
How
you
can
know.
how'd they even win? And then they've got, even Nicholas, my 14-year-old, was telling me how there's poverty right next door to where they have the Olympics, and they spent $50 billion or $50 million to put it together.
Well, did you see the?
My little liberal.
Did you
Love
see the
him.
Putin's mistress lit the torch? She's the one that. That's his mistress, the former gymnast that.
I
won.
thought it was Putin that lit it.
No, the two athletes at the very end of the opening ceremonies.
oh.
There's
I
a
didn't
lady-
watch it.
She's the one that posted the nasty Obama tweet in 2010. He had a banana in his mouth.
Oh my God.
This is Putin's
People are
mistress
disgusting.
that everyone knows. He's so gross.
This
It
is
is.
2014, everybody. There's blacks, there's gays. Get on with it. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I
it's
think-
ridiculous.
I think I feel bad. I think Obama did the right thing by not showing up. Although he didn't go. He made a point. He
They
didn't
don't go. Presidents
They
don't
don't
go.
always go.
Maybe one did.
Hmm.
There was one that
Bush
did, but
probably
they don't
went
normally go.
just to be closer to Iran because he hates Iran. Because did you know geographically, Dara, since you have a college degree and you have
Right.
a college degree,
That doesn't mean anything, though.
that Turkey, Iran, and Russia, they're right there, just across the Black Sea from each other, so they're not
Okay.
that far apart.
Yeah, I
did
did
you
know
know that?
that. Yeah, I think
Ralph,
I did.
did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your degree in?
I have a BS.
You have a BA in what? You have a BS in life.
No, I have a BS in sociology from Pomona College.
You have a BS
Oh,
or a
Pomona.
BA?
The
Nice. My
Claremont
girlfriend
College.
went there.
Okay, the Claremont College.
What's
yeah,
she
that's
doing?
a good college.
Which girlfriend?
Marla.
Oh, Marla's
That's
good.
a good college.
And Sal and Yerbany's son, Diego, goes to Pomona College as well.
They're the
Oh.
5
Claremont
Claremont colleges. There's
Except
Pitzer.
I drive
Pomona.
right past there coming back from Palm Springs.
Isn't there Harvey Milk?
Harvey Mudd.
Harvey Mudd.
And then there used to be Claremont Men's College, but I think it's co-ed
There's
now.
5, and they're very
And Scripps.
ta-ta.
Scripps.
What
used
about
to be-
Career Colleges of America?
What's that?
That's
Is that
a
one of those
vocational-
infomercials?
How about Phoenix University?
I
You
get
used
a
to go
little-
to DeVry, didn't you?
I'm going next week.
I get a little scared of those commercials that are telling you to go to their college.
Right.
Right.
The ones that are in the
Where
strip
did you
mall.
go,
We're
Dara?
college
Dara,
looking
where
for
did you go?
Nicholas. Cal State Fullerton.
Cal State Fullerton.
It's like my college is in a strip mall.
With a nail salon and a Chipotle.
Right.
Not even a Chipotle.
So while you're
right?
studying, you
Yeah.
can get a manicure and you can eat.
Yeah. It's like there's in Silver Lake there's a place that used to be Winchell's and they made it Minchell's. So they took over. I guess they didn't want to pay the franchise fees or whatever. So they
Oh, right.
made
right.
it Minchell's.
Those
But
cookies are good, Jasper.
thank you. I'll give you the recipe. Oh, and Dara, thank you for
Yes.
our Valentine's.
You're welcome.
We have to say a happy Valentine's early because
yes.
we won't be here.
Yes.
This is from Dara, you guys.
Yeah.
Planet Earth. Thank
This
you
is
for
from
that,
Dara.
You're welcome.
How many
and
calories?
Jasper, you
Let's
can
see.
re-gift because I know you won't eat it.
2 pieces have
Actually, give it
100
to Norma.
I'm gonna give this.
Give
to
it to Norma.
I'm gonna
Right.
give this one to my mother. She'll love
Perfect.
it. And plus, she knows you. So
Oh.
And they're both diabetics, so it'll probably kill them.
You're all.
So 2 pieces, 140.
Maybe we can get a diabetic sponsor.
2
Yeah.
pieces of candy is only 140 calories.
Great.
Oh, speaking of, Dara has been
Yes.
spinning. Have you ever
Oh,
done?
for God's sake.
No, Ralph is a fitness instructor, and Dara.
But I don't spin.
No, but she does.
You do like it?
I did like it.
I love when you wrote "Pray for me." I'm going.
Pray for me.
spinning.
Well, because there's some real bitches in there with the possessive over the
aggressive.
bike.
Oh, I
They
know.
take it
It's
very
just
serious,
disgusting.
don't they?
But this was a beginner class, and it was just all beginners, so everybody was cool. But one woman said she's been kicked off a bike before. I thought, these
You
women
know
are
what? See,
just psycho.
that's why I can't do group activities.
know.
I can't do group.
I
Well, you
know.
don't like people in general. But a lot of group fitness people can be so fucked up. And I remember
Yeah,
back in the
it's
days
like a
of
compulsion.
in Equinox down, in Broadway and 19th Street in Manhattan, you guys, when I that was my home gym of the Equinox. Like I used to teach at a lot of the
Is this
Equinox.
going to go on for a while?
Probably
Hope
will.
so.
Why shouldn't it?
Hope
It's-
so.
It's a 2-hour fucking show.
Yeah. ahead.
So maybe it will.
Wow.
So yeah.
He's gotten all.
12 years a slave, and he's
Okay.
pissed.
12 years a slave.
And I am mad, goddammit.
He
Don't
doesn't
fuck
even
with
know
me.
he's black.
Listen, oh,
and he's
please.
been my slave for 4 years.
I totally know. No,
Oh,
listen, Planet
God.
Earth, I know that I'm black. I just feel that I should be seen for a wide variety of roles.
Ralph, have you seen 12 Years a Slave?
No, I haven't.
Don't you
seen
feel
it.
a need as a negress
Listen.
to watch that?
I am going to watch it soon. But
You're
listen,
awful. You
listen.
are
Well,
just
calls-
foul.
He says he's
He-
a
he
negress.
can say
That's
whatever
not
he
a- I
wants.
didn't use the N word.
Jasper is all.
That's a compliment.
Go
to
ahead.
him.
Tell me about
Jasper
Equinox.
is all like, did you see his post about,
Right.
oh, I finally made it through 12 years.
I know,
of
right?
slave.
Like it was his heritage.
Oh my God, it was such a burden.
They
on
were
me.
the owners.
and I had to turn away, and I almost walked away several times, and which lends itself to
I
the
just was
success of the
upset
movie.
that-
I was like, bitch, what did the slaves go through?
I
What the
was
fuck
just
do you think they had to
upset.
go through? You can't even sit.
Is he
and watch-
muted?
No,
Is
I
he
hope
not?
not.
I think I just
Tony,
muted.
Tony, mayday.
Wow, we are going straight to the losing. Tell me
See,
about when
here's
your
what's
gym.
Let me explain
I want to
something.
hear gym fights.
Let me explain
Hold
something.
on.
He
No.
is all
Ralph-
up in the
Ralph
desert.
has another show now that he
He's-
does on Fridays.
Oh, he can do it there.
yeah. So he's gotten very cocky, as you could tell, and he's
I
very.
like that he's, you know.
No,
Really?
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm cocky.
Yeah.
I've been made producer on this show, and as such, my voice is going to be heard
And you
even
know
a
what?
little bit the fuck more.
You
Okay.
can be. You
Yeah.
can be unmade.
Okay.
You guys make me
What?
look like a little
You
lamb.
could be unmade.
Oh,
Because you've been a producer
They're
on the
gonna
first
fight.
12, but going forward,
And-
we've not negotiated the contract.
Should we get some
It's not-
boxing gloves? Let's
This
all
shit
right.
is non-negotiable.
Everybody,
okay?
see, Ralph's had
No.
a few cookies, so he's just on a sugar high.
Listen, tenure.
Wait till Sally gets in here.
I
It'll be
have
like-
tenure.
He's trying to, because he won't get a word in
Oh,
when Sally gets here,
man.
so he's now. Speaking of, Sally just called. I probably
You
should
better
check.
make sure she's coming.
Tell me
Yeah.
the Equinox story.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Ralph.
Was there a fight?
Well, no.
This
but-
is New York, right?
Yeah, this is New York
Okay.
Equinox. But it was so funny. The classes there that I used to teach,
Right.
this was back in the heyday,
Right.
were all packed. So in Equinox back then, I'm sure they're still this way now. It's those kind of clubs that was so popular and just
Oh, yes,
every class
yes.
was clamored filled.
Right.
So my class was an aerobic class before the yoga class.
Okay.
literally those yoga people would be outside the glass door as though they were in like the snake pit trying to get into
So
the
much
room.
for Zen.
You know, yeah, exactly. And we used to have the funniest joke and said, please, would you put a bagel in their cubbyhole? Well, like for the trainers.
Did you have to go there with the bagel?
Well, because I'm talking to
maybe
a
they're
Jewish
hungry.
person. Right,
Oh,
yeah.
you
Right.
just
They
happened to
needed some
pick a
carb-
bagel. Okay.
Yeah,
It wasn't-
he could have picked a donut.
Yeah, I
mean-
could have said it, but we used to say put a bagel in their cubbyhole.
Right,
Because
because they need to eat and shut the fuck up.
Right.
Right.
And like you
Ooh,
said.
I said the F word.
Yeah, good.
I
Nice.
felt good.
You see, you're
Woo.
changing too. We're both changing.
Right. Well, I love the F word.
Well,
but
we're going-
since I have children, I try to refrain
Tony, well, now that we're going on our third
You don't
year,
think that they're not using the F word
all day long.
at school
No, not at school, but they
in
use
front
it.
of you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But you
good.
know what's nice? Because we're going on our third year with the show, we all do have a different level of cockiness and
No,
professionalism.
we don't.
Well, you don't.
Most co-hosts
You're kinda
show a reverence for their
Oh,
host.
You
God.
would think,
Right.
You would think.
Here we go.
I've shown you deference and everything.
Deference?
I said hi.
What does deference mean?
It's deferring to your
Did you-
ass.
Do I need to bring a dictionary?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not in show business terms, I can't relate. This show is about entertainment, and somehow we veered off onto some
Listen, you guys.
aerobics class. Oh,
He's
Excuse me.
choking.
he
I
smoked
just-
for 20 years.
I just want to comment on
Yes.
how great of weather that we have out here. And for the poor people on the East Coast and
Fuck
the South,
them. They chose to live there.
What's-
Love you. Sorry.
whatever is going. Oh, good. Just like you say, they choose their addiction, which we'll talk about
We're gonna
later.
talk
That's
later.
gonna be
Oh,
a heated
yeah,
discussion.
yeah.
Ooh, honey, do I know
I-
how to like give
yeah.
teasers?
We're gonna
Yeah.
go there.
I am
Yes, we
very
are.
like Wendy
Yeah.
Williams like that. But
Yeah.
what I was gonna say was what I was gonna say was.
Oh, look at he's eating.
Are you actually gonna eat one?
I'm gonna take a
course I am.
picture.
Oh my! Take one.
Because
Take
Dennis
one.
is not going to believe it.
Post
Go
that
ahead,
shit
Ralph.
on Facebook.
Talk about it.
I love it. I want
Come
to see you
on,
bite
chew
into it.
and swallow.
Chew and swallow. You.
He's gonna spit it out. Did he swallow? He doesn't swallow.
Barely bit into it.
He is so fucking psycho. You're licking it. Wow.
And put it back in the
Wow,
box.
you're
It's the
scary.
banana
He's
smell.
sniffing it. Just take a
Put it
goddamn bite.
Put it back in the box after
Wow.
you lick it. Just bite it.
This is
Eat it.
anorexia right
oh my
at its
God.
He's gonna throw up. Go purge. He's spitting it out. Oh wow. I have no words. I have no words.
Oh my God. That
Wow.
is really sad.
Wait.
Wow. Here.
I'll eat
here.
it.
You're here.
I'll eat it.
No, Jasper. Don't lick your fingers.
I ate it.
Here. Here, clean
Touchdown.
your
Oh
fingers.
my God.
Touchdown because you licked a banana cookie.
It
Oh my
smelled so damn
God.
good.
Oh my God. I have no words.
See, the sugar causes phlegm. That's what happens. I have a lot of allergies, and I don't
He's
really-
turned 50
I don't really
and it's
feel
all
good.
gone to pot. You've turned 50 and
That's
it's all
what
gone
happens.
downhill.
I turned
What sugar
50.
did you ingest to have phlegm in your throat?
I just ate a piece of cookie.
Oh,
that,
man.
That fast, that little morsel just made you get
I've been
phlegm.
smelling it for the last hour.
Look, you talked about phlegm before you even bit into the cookie.
I could. You know what happened?
Do you see where the cookie is?
Yeah.
It's over there.
Yeah. I'm saving this for
You know
Sally.
what? Like
for Sally.
if
Did you-
no,
that you
don't
licked
no,
on.
not the
no,
way you
I
licked.
would
you
never
licked-
do that.
Listen, did you eat in? Oh, nice! Oh my God, he's actually eating a
He
dessert.
is so
really,
full of
put a
shit.
movie. No, he actually put this. I'm taping.
Are you
this shit.
videoing this?
That's good, actually.
I'm gonna have to videotape.
That
this.
is really good.
You
But
better
listen,
go
did
to
you
Weight
eat
Watchers.
It,
You
did
better
you eat any of that?
Wait, did-
Oh my God!
Wait, what?
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Is it in his
We're
hand?
on- this
Oh my
is-
God.
I'm-
Jasper.
No, of
Show
course
me
I
your
didn't.
hand.
I'm a little-
Open your hand.
I'm a
The
little-
other hand.
This one.
I'm a little bit sick to my stomach.
Wow.
He
just don't
just,
even
like-
have him eat.
He just totally threw up his cookie into his hand.
People did not.
Like
that
a
is not
fucking
true.
homeless person.
Okay, just
okay?
enough.
No,
we
as
need
an
to move on.
I
We
did-
need to move on.
Really,
I
like,
did-
Yes.
like a dog eats
Ralph,
a
I
vomit.
did what's called an eating prop. As an actor.
Oh, was that like a spit take when you do those,
Yeah.
all those food commercials that you do?
Right.
Mhm, yeah. Okay, listen, you guys.
Where are we?
But
talking?
that-
Okay.
I will say that is good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Planet Earth.
No, let me say, Dennis, my friend Dennis always says, Jasper, just take a bite, chew it, and spit it out. And
Well,
it's the
did you
same-
eat any of the beautiful birthday cake that he arranged for the party, or did you
No.
just?
Of
Of course I
insult-
did.
He did not.
He didn't?
No.
I had 2 pieces.
Oh, you
No.
did? You actually eat something? Because it's really rude if you don't. People
He-
want to give and share with you, Jasper. Open your heart.
He did not eat it.
I had
Ask
2
Dennis.
pieces.
Let's call Dennis.
Dennis
Okay.
is with his boyfriend in Palm Springs.
Oh God, you shouldn't even joke like that.
Why?
You shouldn't even joke.
That's fine. Everyone has to live their life.
Okay, right. You're so open. You really, really are changing.
I am.
You're a chameleon.
I'm 50 now, and I'm just saying, kumbaya, let everyone do anything they want.
Okay,
Come as
listen.
you are. Do I have food in my teeth?
No, not at all. How could you? You've spitting it out now. But
I
listen,
have-
you
I have it
guys,
in my mouth.
You know,
Yes, Ralph.
This is what I would like to bring attention to.
Yes.
Famine. World peace.
Wow. Yeah,
Well,
I don't know. It's just wow.
Go ahead. Did I throw you off, Rob?
No, I'm fine.
No, go ahead.
No, because I'm very focused.
Right.
I'm a professional. But what I wanted to say is that 43 years ago today was the major Sylmar earthquake at 6 o'clock in the morning. And it was so devastating for me. I was 12. And I can remember lying in bed, and I had just changed my position. You know when you're so
Cozy.
warm and cozy,
Right.
And you just change your position.
Oh,
and you just
Is he gonna
want
act it out?
into
Were you in footy
bed.
pajamas?
And I probably was.
Not at
And how
12.
old were you?
I put 12.
Not at 12.
At 12.
Probably boxers and a t-shirt.
Not boxers, though, because I always liked the more tight fitting. Well, no, because I was fatter than... No, but it wasn't boxers, though.
You were fat?
But anyway, yeah, I was a little bigger.
Oh.
But I can remember right as I settled into that new comfortable position, we had the earthquake.
It was huge.
And it was so... And it was only 12 seconds I was reading on Wikipedia. But back
That's a
then,
long time.
It just
That's
seemed
a
like
long
so-
time.
And I can remember seeing my father running down the stairs from their bedroom to come and get me because I was
Aw.
so terrified.
Oh, I
of
thought you
earthquakes.
guys slept together. No, I'm saying.
I was so terrified of earthquakes. So he came to make sure I was okay. But it was so...
Wow.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's hard for you to...
No, I'm in. I'm
let
with you.
anyone have a
I'm
sense-
with
I'm
you.
with
I'm
you.
right here with you.
Listen, when you talk about your brother who was like struck by lightning...
Oh my God,
I am-
he's gonna bring up my dead brother.
I am totally...
That is really.
I'm
That's.
going to laugh so hard.
I don't
okay?
use-
How about that?
I
Yeah.
don't use
Okay,
that.
So,
Yeah.
Well, did I cross the line?
Well, no.
Oh my God.
Did I cross the
Well,
line?
I was wondering, how does the
Yeah.
Sylmar quake have to do with entertainment?
Okay.
With on
yeah.
the set.
First of all...
We're getting there.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
build-up.
oh,
First of all,
I'm
well,
sorry.
no.
I'm sorry.
On the set with Jasper Cole is a lot more than always than about entertainment.
No, it's not.
That's what you always wanted to be on. Okay, well,
We
they're
tried that with Marcus Redmond.
Okay, there are movies about earthquakes. So
Did you see that one in
Yeah.
'77, the earthquake?
Yeah, so that could be
The
how it
movie.
yeah.
With Victoria Principal?
Yes, I did. I know Vicky.
Okay,
So that's
finish
how
your
we
story.
can kind of tie it in. To
Finish your
the
story.
entertainment. No, I was just saying that
You were
43
traumatized from it.
I was traumatized, and that was then. It was that day. I can remember. It was so unsettling to me because the jolt of the quake was so scary, and just seeing your house move, you never see your house move like that. And then on our glass table in the living room, which we still have, with this beautiful orange rectangular ashtray was on the table. And even though the quake had stopped with the aftershocks, you always heard the rattle of the ashtray on the glass table, and you knew that the earth was still moving. So we didn't have to go to school that day, and I can remember we were out in the street, and I remember thinking then, I am moving to New York as soon as I can. My stories are captivating.
Oh, wow.
No,
It's
I'm
really
I'm with you.
tying all
I'm
in.
just going to remind everyone
How-
that Dara grew up here too, and she probably remembers the Sylmar quake.
Do you-
'Cause you were,
that was 71.
71. I was
Yeah.
6.
but it was further away. Well,
I was in La Habra.
that maybe
It was
you
centered
probably
in
felt it a
Sylmar.
lot more here in LA, right?
I get because it was centered in Sylmar, yeah, but we felt it really hard. But
So
it was,
that day you made your decision
I
to
knew.
move.
I said, "Well, I'm going to finish high school." I mean, I was 12, so that means I was junior high. I'll finish college. I made the conscious decision because my parents always wanted me to get a degree.
Right.
I said, "I'll go and get the BS or the BA."
It's
No, I have
BA.
a BA. I have a BA.
Yeah,
Bachelor of
you have a
Arts.
BS
So-
in life, but
yeah,
that's
BS
right.
in life and a BA in
Right, thank
sociology
you.
from Pomona.
You
But-
could have went to a New York school for college. No.
Well, I wanted to go to New York, Columbia.
Oh,
but
okay.
they didn't want me to leave home. So then
See, he's an only child, Dara.
That's a little tough though to do that to a kid, to say you can't leave home.
I wanted to. Well, I ended up going. That's how I got to the Claremont colleges because I had applied to UCLA and Pomona, and I had gotten accepted into UCLA. So I just assumed I'd go there because so many people from Beverly Hills High went
Right.
to UCLA, and I said, "Oh, good, I'll be there with my friends. It'll be
Right,
great.
right.
It's cost effective because back then it was just a
Right.
few $100s a quarter, but you had to live at home." I lived too close to live on campus.
Interesting.
And then at the last moment, I got accepted into Pomona College, and I didn't think I was going to get accepted because you had to be good in math and science, and I wasn't. So I thought,
Even though you graduated from Beverly Hills High.
yeah, I had a good average in Beverly, but I didn't think I was smart enough to get into
You
Pomona.
probably would be good at math and science if you just buckled down.
I never.
But
buckled-
if you're not interested
Yeah,
in it,
I
then
Ralph
it's
probably
hard.
liked to
Interested.
talk a lot.
I liked.
He was
I
very
always
social.
liked English. English was good
Right.
in spelling.
you'd like to talk and
reading.
socialize.
And that's why I majored in sociology because it was
Right.
just like right up my alley, and it was an easy major. See, I'm lazy. I didn't want to be.
No, no, believe me. I understand.
So,
I understand.
Yeah. So for me, I wanted to go that route, but I was failing science and math. And oh God, when I would have to wake up and go to calculus. Are you still with us, Jasper?
I'm here.
Okay,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
I know. Oh, you.
No, I'm
Okay.
totally with you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ralph. I'm right here.
Is that camera even on?
He
Yes.
totally.
Yours is right here, Dara.
I know.
Totally
You
got
can
that
turn
from
mine
me
off.
because
No,
he's
go
always
ahead,
get-
Ralph.
he's
So,
always getting
so
on
the
about
point of the
it.
story was
How old were you when you moved to New York?
21,
And how long were you there for?
20 years.
Nice.
20 years.
Yeah.
Did you love it?
I loved it.
Nicholas wants to move to New York.
Oh God.
He
Ralph
wants
used
to
to
go to
ride his
NYU.
bicycle all over New
all
York.
over the town. I love my life.
You
here.
must have great stories.
I have so many.
Yes.
I loved it. And the thing about it's great when you live in a place for 20 years because then you're really like,
Oh, yes.
you've really
Right.
gotten the
Right.
gist of it. But yeah, I had a great life there, and I wanted to go. My father's sister was from New York, ergo why I wanted to go to Columbia, but they discouraged me. I don't even remember if I got accepted into Columbia, but they didn't want me to go cross country. But for me, when I got the acceptance to Pomona, I chose that one, even though it was more expensive. It was probably like $6,000 a year. Can you imagine? That
Yeah.
seems like
Wow.
nothing now.
Right.
But you had to live on campus if you went to Pomona as a freshman.
And did you
And that's why I wanted to go there because
Right.
I
You
wanted
just
to be
wanted
away
to
from
get
did
out
you
of
have
the
a good
house.
experience there?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I had a great college
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
They always say
You
high
slept with a woman there, right?
Yes, several. And that
You had several. It was your first experience with
yes,
pussy.
you remember. I
mean, I'm sorry.
Well, no,
with women.
Well, I'm no stranger to the vagina.
I'm not either.
You know, so but yeah, I had some. Oh God, Emily, if you're listening, oh God. I just
Oh,
outed her.
Emily, my
Anyway.
condolences. Because
Okay.
look what you.
Don't
look
out
what,
her.
Okay, I know, right.
Whoops.
As I just said it now.
See,
but we don't know
Emily
the last
twice
name.
in college, and this is what you get.
But
right
yeah,
here.
so yeah, I had my experiences with women in college. That was my first.
Is that when you
experiences
wanted
with
to do
different
drag?
women.
After you did
No,
that?
no, after I did it with the women, I think I'll dress like them now too.
Right.
And,
But you know you'll never actually have a vagina.
I
unless you
understand
wanna
that, and I
cut that
don't-
off. But we're going to get to Bruce Jenner later when we talk about
Okay.
God.
when we get into entertainment.
No, I had fun with women, but I always liked men better. But that was my taste
Right,
of
me
having
too.
sex with women. Okay, see, we're so similar, dear. We have
Yes.
so much in common.
I'm really jealous that you lived in New York. That was one thing that I missed out on doing.
Mm.
I always had some stupid boyfriend that kept me in California.
Oh, you were sort of like going after the boyfriends. You
Well, I
you
had
got over
boyfriends.
that.
I was
You
a
went all the way-
serial monogamous dater.
And then
I was
you,
like,
you
know.
married someone and went to
I
London,
know. Isn't
right?
it funny when you
Yes.
think back? and
Wow.
Like, God, I was monogamous. What the fuck for?
Thank you.
You know,
I should have been such a whore in high
You
school.
were doing the right thing, which you thought by then, and that's a good segue into saying why we should eat those cookies and those sweets now. Because when we're on our deathbed, we're gonna be like, and this is a quote from my friend CJ Crit. Give me the fucking cookie.
Oh,
You know.
I have no problem
With
eating
that,
sweets.
that I'm. No, but I love my life in New York, and if Nick wants to go, see,
He does want to
excuse me,
go.
When I went to New York, though, this is what I did. I had a friend in college. My friend in college, my junior year in college, I lived in the foreign language dorm, Oldenburg, at Pomona. And my suite mate, I mean, we each had our own room, but we had a door that connected our rooms. He was a purser for Pan Am Airlines at the time.
Sorry.
What happened? What'd you do?
Accidentally, Ralph. I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to upstage you, but I actually banged my ear into the thing.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry, Ralph. Continue.
And we're still talking about it.
You've not shut up since we started.
I
Go
know,
ahead.
right.
You're really. What did you have today?
Three
Seriously?
cookies just now.
What? No,
Yeah.
he came in this way. What
No,
have you
listen,
had?
I'm just happy.
I love it. That's so great.
It was well,
Here, honey, clean your binder.
okay.
Thank you. That's the mom and Dara. That's the
Clean your
Jewish
binder.
mother.
And my boys do
clean
stuff
your
like that
binder.
now.
Yeah.
But
So
back
funny.
to Nicholas, if
Yes.
he wants to go. But see, what I was going to say, when I went, I had a place to stay, but it had gotten a little unorganized, like how I was going to get the key. So when I flew to New York, it wasn't like for sure. Like
Dara is
somebody-
really a good actress today. That's all I'm going to just say. She gets the Academy Award because she could fucking care less what you're saying.
That's not true.
And I don't care what she's trying
That's
to
not
pretend.
true. That's not true.
She doesn't give
I'm
a
just trying
shit.
to. I'm just trying to figure out how it all ties in.
There's no tie-in. Don't you understand, Dara? It's not going anywhere.
Oh, God.
It boomeranged back to him
Oh,
going
my
to New
goodness.
York,
Okay.
and
No, but then when Dara mentioned that Nick wanted to go, then I was discussing with her about why it'll be such a valuable experience. for
Nick
him.
can go to New York and turn out like this, and this is what he will come back as.
Good.
That'll be good.
That will be good.
Thank you, Dara.
You're
I love
welcome.
that.
So,
So on
do
that
you have
note,
anything that
we're going to
is
take our
noteworthy?
first break.
Really?
Oh,
Already?
hallelujah.
Right,
It's
'cause
been a
we'll-
half an hour.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's been the Ralph Cole Jr. show.
I love that Planet
So
Earth.
Ralph will be gone
Are
when we
you
come
enjoying
back.
me as much as I am?
When we come back,
I
we're,
hope so.
we're going to talk a little bit of entertainment.
Okay.
Don't you think?
We're gonna have to deal in some. We're gonna be dealing with entertainment, but some serious issues, guys. Some things that are highly debatable.
So
Stay
get out your
tuned.
cocktails.
So
And your
hey,
So you've been listening to On the Set with Jasper Cole, and we will be right back.
come back, Planet Earth.
Bye-bye.
You're back on the set with Hollywood's bad guy, Jasper Cole. Here's Jasper Cole.
Cole coming to you live from UBN Radio Studios right here at Sunset Gower Studios in Hollywood, California.
Are we apologizing for that last
No,
segment?
we do not
'Cause we were off our
apologize for
rockers.
anything because we are come one, come all on this new Sunday gospel show. This is our non-denominational service, and I want everyone to
Thank
praise,
you, Tony Sweet, for the new gospel music.
praise Jesus, praise Allah, Muhammad, Moses, whoever you...
Neiman Marcus,
Neiman Marcus,
Nordstrom,
Dillard's.
Dillard's.
Dillard's. What is that?
I don't know.
Dillard's-
That's a back east.
Dillard's
in the
is in
South.
Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
is
we
it?
don't go to
A restaurant?
Florida.
It's a department store.
Oh.
Like Nordstrom's, but it's
Okay.
Dillard's. Anyway, welcome back. I'm here joined by my posse, and we're so happy today that Entertainment Dish with Dara has driven up all the way from Orange County. Dara.
It's not. It's better if I'm in studio with my men.
Oh, I see. Because I was. You just drove up by yourself today, just for fun. Because sometimes you have somebody with you, or there's a guest, or
No, today's just on my own.
oh wow, or usually you do something to make kill two birds with one stone type of thing.
Yeah,
It's
exactly, exactly.
And that little orange blossom over here is my co-host. And in case you missed the first segment, we're going to see if maybe he can come out of his shell.
He's
and
a little shy.
And bring the
We're
image
working
of,
on him.
And forgive me, what is your name?
It's Ralph Cole Jr. Hello, Planet Earth.
Is that
Wow.
his camera right there?
His camera.
Right
he,
here.
has, he has it right here. Right there.
Wow, some people are really made for the camera, and you would be one of them.
Okay, thank you, Darren.
You're
No,
welcome.
it's so funny how it ended up that my seat is here. I have the great background.
Yeah, well,
I
how does
worked
that
the
work?
Color. Yeah, just I lucked out. Tony said they were going to be getting two more like this, but Tony says a lot of things. Okay,
We love Tony.
we do.
Look at Jasper. Make sure when Michael edits the show that it's just all you.
No, I just wanted you guys to just take over and keep going. But speaking of, we are going to talk a little entertainment. A lot happened a lot has happened since we've been
There's
gone.
always
A
something
lot
going on
happened.
in life. Yeah,
Philip
some of
Seymour Hoffman.
That was a week ago
That was a
today.
week ago.
We were
Okay,
in
well, let's start about that.
Let's start about that. Very, tragic addiction, heroin addiction, any kind of drug addiction, but heroin is one of the stronger ones that's going to get you hooked
Yeah.
in. Literally. Did you know when people shoot up heroin, they throw up the first time?
No.
It's not a good experience.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Unless you're bulimic. No, I mean, if you want to kill two birds with one stone, as you said
I don't
earlier.
know if bulimics actually become heroin. I mean, think they already have their own thing.
No, but I mean, bulimic.
Right.
but you're saying the
obviously-
first time you ingest
Yes,
it into
yes,
your system,
yes.
it causes that
it
kind
causes
of
you to throw up. But there must be something in it that physiologically changes you, because then it just seems like everybody
Then
gets hooked.
It's like morning sickness.
Well, every
When you're
time
pregnant,
I hear somebody.
you throw up once in the beginning of the pregnancy,
Right.
and you're good to go.
You're good to go.
Oh, speaking of,
Yes.
I have to digress.
I'm
I
not
have
pregnant.
to congratulate my niece, Brooke, and her husband, Shay, are having a baby girl. I just
Oh,
found
congratulations.
out. Yes, in July.
Wait, is this the first girl?
Well,
In
it's
a
the
while?
first. It's the first great niece or nephew that I have, because I have a niece,
Okay.
one niece and one nephew.
Okay.
But and we will get back to entertainment. But did you know they do this party thing now? For
Where they
instance-
both go?
Well, no. What happens is she had the sonogram.
Right.
The doctor doesn't tell them what it is. The doctor sends the results to the bakery, to the cake maker.
I've heard of this.
Now they have these parties.
It's so neat. It's so cute how they
It's
do
like
that.
a whole big party, and so they all just found out when they cut into the cake at the party,
Oh,
it was
that's when
either
they-
pink or blue.
Oh my God, that's how they find out.
But I had a friend, Daphne Bloomer. She, back about 5 years ago, she was having a girl, had the shower, painted the nursery or whatever, had a boy. There's a small percentage chance
Right.
that you
Oh,
could
that
have
the sonogram
A boy with a
changed.
small penis. Did she have?
with a small penis.
Yeah, because if they thought it was a girl and it ended up being a boy.
That would be Jamie Lee Curtis.
Well, that was just
But
like
that's
my,
a whole other.
Wait,
That's
what?
hermaphrodite. But
Wait,
we
what?
digress.
Wait,
but let's
what?
get back to
What?
Philip
Well,
Seymour.
that's entertaining that she's
Wait.
a hermaphrodite.
Wait,
Rumor
what?
had been for years that there are some children that are born with both sex organs, and you have to make the decision right
So
there.
Jamie Lee has a penis?
No, she was born apparently with both, and they chose to make her a girl.
Interesting.
But the problem with that is a lot of times we
Is
don't
she a
know.
lesbian?
I don't-
Allegedly.
I haven't had cunnilingus with her, so I couldn't even say the word.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you spell it?
CUNN
Oh my God. So it's like vocab test.
INGLINGUS.
Yes, that's great,
Oh,
Jasper.
look at that! There's a big applause for oral sex.
Work it out.
Because everyone
Was
knows
that your best performance?
I love pussy.
Was that your best performance?
Well, as a straight man, and we all know straight guys, we know our women tell us if we can't get down there and get down on it, then it's not going to be.
Right, and you probably go for about as long as you just did.
No, I mean a lot of guys. Listen, guys, I'm only to my brothers out there.
The Travis brothers?
Yeah, if you don't perform oral sex, look, women prefer that over penetration.
Listen,
So
as
if you
said
can't
the
get
other
on
day,
there and do that, then
you just can't live without a vagina, can you?
I do love a vagina.
He loves vaginas.
Came out of one and want to be
and
with
wants
one.
to go right back in one.
Nestle
Okay.
up there.
Right.
Women don't understand, but they do. The vagina rules the world. I don't know why so many women don't understand.
Well, by the time women figure that out, their vagina's old.
It's old.
I know, but they should.
It's by then. It's
Let's
like an
get
old,
them
like
learning it at the beginning.
It's like a truffle. It's like an old mushroom by then. By the time you find
A
baby, what you got between your
legs.
legs is special, and it's magical.
magical.
Wait, who?
And this is a woman teaching her young daughter, baby.
This show is
what
gone
you got
today.
between.
Totally.
It's power, and you gotta learn how to harness it.
harness
Oh my
it.
gosh.
Keep it tight.
Did Rose tell you that? Did Linda tell you that, Darren?
Oh, wow.
Did Linda tell the Zane girls? If Wendy Zane is listening,
Wendy, are you listening? Oh
is
my
Wendy
God.
listening? I want to know what she thinks about.
I
Is
got
it
the sun
true?
in the morning.
Ask Wendy to let us know. Is it is oral sex more important than penetration?
Wendy Zane. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had.
In fact, if
himself.
Dr. Murray Zane is listening, I'd like to
Wendy
his
and I
opinion on that.
were Facebook chatting last night, typing lyrics back and forth from musicals. Okay.
From Chicago.
On private message?
on private message. That's what Wendy and I do. We just saw each other online. Started.
Have you ever FaceTimed with Wendy?
Face
With on
the
yeah.
the
You could do that.
No, I've never. We were just typing back
Okay.
and forth, but we were typing lyrics from Fosse and Chicago.
So
Could you not sleep?
I guess not.
so back to Philip Seymour Hoffman. Was he in Chicago? That was John C. McGinley.
He was in New York
yeah.
when he died.
He was in New
He
York.
was supposed to pick up his kids from somewhere. They say school. Maybe it was a Friday he died then.
Okay.
Here's the thing I don't understand. That he did that 60 Minutes interview and he talked about he got clean 20
Right.
something years ago. Well, are we to believe, with all due respect, that he never relapsed again until a year ago? Is that the story that's
There's
out
an
there?
80 to 85% relapse
Right.
with any kind of
But he
addiction.
apparently didn't until this past. Apparently, for the last year, he's been dealing with it. I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It resurfaced a year ago. Okay.
Yeah. I think like Mackenzie Phillips, who is someone who survived. She was on speaking, whatever. I think the big debate out there is, and let me just preface this by saying, it is a tragedy. He died. He left 3 kids behind. He was a gifted actor. It doesn't matter if you think it's a choice, if addiction's a choice or a disease or whatever. It's a tragedy that he died. What bothers me sometimes is, and I have addiction in my family, all have had addiction or whatever, and I'm not an addict, but I can say, I just don't believe when you say I am powerless over my drug, you've already set yourself up to fail. There are certain groups out there that their mantra is, we are powerless over our addiction. Why not say, I have power over my addiction? Doesn't that give you more incentive?
Seems more proactive.
Yeah, but it's almost like it keeps you at the mercy of this addiction that supposedly has you by the balls and you
It's a
can't do
crutch.
anything about it. Yeah, it's just a semantics
Right.
thing for me.
Right.
But I mean, he was a gifted actor.
I think initially people start out recreationally using these substances, and then what's that word again? I can't pronounce it.
Physiologically.
Physiologically.
their body, it's like a rat craving food.
Right.
It just,
But a lot of it is willpower too. I mean, if you talk to a food addict, there are all kinds of addictions, but a food addict has to just realize they do have the willpower not to eat. They can curb their appetite. No, I mean,
But aren't
it's like
some
a
addicts
sex.
aren't some addicts claiming though that they don't have because of some gene or some?
See, I think
chemical
that's a
imba-
cop out. That's just my opinion. I think
Right.
I think they do have the power, but they've been either told in counseling, special groups that I don't know, will not call the name of them.
you should actually ask Jennifer about the willpower thing. She'd probably tell you something
Well,
different.
I mean, don't some people say that there's a gene inside of them?
Oh, I think
Oh,
there is
yeah.
a
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think I have a genetic addiction gene. I could get addicted to exercise. I could have,
Right.
I could see where it happens, but I think I have the ability to stop it or start it or change it or
Well,
whatever.
I was discussing this with a friend. Like I used to smoke tobacco, and I did it for years, but then I stopped one day.
Just stop.
I just stopped. I
Yeah.
just said,
No
I-
patch,
I
no
just-
nothing.
My mom
nothing.
did as well.
I just said I can from this point forward I can never smoke another cigarette again, and I never have. But why was I able to do that?
Because you had the willpower to do it, and you made the choice to do it.
I have a strong willpower and a strong choice, and I don't want to ever let myself down. I could smoke a cigarette and no one would except for me. I just knew that because I have that addiction in me, I would just keep smoking and smoking. That's why I had to stop, because I thought if I don't stop smoking this cigarette now, I'll never stop, because I was smoking
Right.
because my father had died. And that was the reason that's how I justified smoking all these cigarettes. I had a carton left over because he used to smoke. So I used to buy them by the carton. But then when he needed the tube put into his stomach, he could no longer smoke. So this carton was...
He died from smoking.
No, he died. He actually died from a hemorrhage from painkillers. But
the smoking didn't help.
yeah, well, he had smoked for years, and all while he was convalescing when I was taking care of him, he smoked. So that's why I bought them by the carton, just to be more
Right.
But you were not
cost-effective.
smoking then.
I wasn't.
Right.
I just had them for him because he always wanted to smoke. So I just decided, like we were saying, give me the fucking cookie.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
you're in this situation.
Right.
Yet at first I was like, no, Daddy, you can't smoke. You can't smoke. And it made him so miserable. And I thought, oh, God, what else do you have? Yeah, smoke. So I started
Right.
buying them by the carton. But then when he could no longer smoke, unfortunately, they were just up in the cabinet. So the morning that he died, after I went through everything at the hospital and stuff, and I came home and I thought, oh God, I think I'll smoke a cigarette for Daddy on Daddy's behalf. He used to
Daddy's
love,
girl.
Yeah, Daddy.
I think that's perfectly normal. A lot of people start something when somebody has passed away.
So, and I said, oh, I'll smoke Daddy's cigarette.
Just
You know,
because
a
you're
cigarette.
coping, that you're coping.
Yeah,
That's your tool to cope.
because Daddy was dead now, and
Right.
I had gone through 4 years of so much stuff, and now he was actually gone. So I smoked that first cigarette for him, and it was so good.
Was it
And
amazing?
It was amazing.
It
And
was never as amazing as the first time.
I know. It never, the first cigarette after a break or whatever, it's just so
What was that,
much fun.
Sade? It's never as good as the first
I
time.
love Sade.
It's true.
It's a shame she can't leave her country.
But,
No, because remember, she didn't pay her taxes, so she can't come back here.
oh, really? For
I
how
love
long?
her. Sade.
England?
She's from one of the islands.
I thought she lived in
I
England.
think it's
Oh,
Belize.
she can never come back again? Belize, they don't like the gays either.
Really?
The Belize, Jamaicans, the Russians, they're so anti-gay. I'm so tired
Wow.
of these
Well, the
fucking
gays are
people.
everywhere.
They are.
You know,
And
they're
so we're-
taking over.
We're totally hated everywhere. It's awful. Like,
Wait a second. You are gay? No, you play gay. You always play gay. I just want to make sure, because you mentioned pussy earlier and you had women, so I want to make sure.
It's a conundrum, Jasper, okay?
Are you bisexual?
It's a conundrum.
No.
And let's look up conundrum.
Spell it.
Can you spell it?
Let's spell it.
C-O...
C-U-N-U-D-R-U-M.
C-O... Conundrum.
I did almost win the National Spelling Bee Championship.
Did you really? With your
D-R-U-M.
batons?
I didn't twirl and do spelling bee.
I told William that story. He fell out.
Wait,
I will twirl
what did you
for
do?
him. Twirl
Did you-
the baton. I know how
That
to
he,
twirl the baton.
that he used to twirl the batons in front of the TV when
While
the boys
my brothers
were
were trying to watch it.
football.
That's right. Hollywood's bad guy is very artistic.
Did you have fringe on your boots too?
Oh, I didn't have an outfit. I had a jersey on and the whole thing.
He had an
fringe.
outfit in his mind.
I played football later on, but I just wanted them
With
to know
fringe?
that I could be a halftime entertainment and be on the field at all times.
Oh, God.
In fact, maybe that's what I should have done is at halftime,
You-
changed out of my pads and twirled.
Totally.
Your maxi pads. Listen,
Totally.
you were a little Bruno Mars and didn't even know it.
Yes.
Oh, God. Wasn't
He was
Bruno
amazing.
Mars amazing? And
He
why
was-
did the Red Hot Chili Peppers have to be out there
I don't
just to
know.
water down his performance?
have no
They
idea.
didn't even have the guitars plugged in. Did you hear that?
They didn't even
Somebody
have
said
clothes on.
The guy from Red Chili Peppers probably doesn't even know who he's singing with.
Oh, he's probably so high.
He said on an interview, he goes, "We got paid so much money. Who cares if the guitars were turned on or not?" I like that.
Oh, God,
because it's
that
all
is-
about money.
because
pardon
I-
me, why I hydrate.
This is what I wanted to ask. Speaking of drugs,
Yes.
you know there was.
I
this-
have some. Would you like
Okay,
some?
I live in your bag of tricks.
Yes.
You know these celebrities.
Yes.
Oh, because you know the whole Justin Bieber thing. I was
Right.
just reading it on the way
Right.
here.
Can we deport him, please?
Okay. Is it? Oh no, he's back in New Jersey now.
Ugh.
But he
New
he-
Jersey.
Yeah, the Teterboro. No, is it Teterboro? I think it was Teterboro. I don't know why they were there.
He was there for the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl after he was arrested
Oh.
in Miami.
And
okay.
apparently there was so much marijuana smoke in the,
Exactly.
in the,
In the
private
private
plane
jet.
that they had to use air
Oxygen
oxygen
masks.
masks.
because
So
you know
they
they
wouldn't
get
get drug
tested. They
tested,
get
right.
tested.
How
and
about just say I'm not going to fly you?
they want the money and the celebrity? I guess they want to be
I
close
guess
to a
most people
celebrity.
can be bought. That's
I
pretty clear.
So let's move on to another story that's in the news.
Well, wait a
Yes.
second.
Oh.
I was talking about the drug thing, Jasper.
I know we're done.
No.
Yeah, you know on the View, Whoopi is the I'm Whoopi. You're Sherry.
Oh, please.
Okay, so we've moved
Oh,
on
he's
to.
prettier than Sherry.
Oh, that's nice of you. And Sherry does get her words in because you know she slammed Barbara Walters when
I
Barbara
have to
was,
say I was pro Sherry on that one.
that was a good, about the Woody Allen
Yes.
thing. But what I was about to say about the drug thing.
Yes.
They were naming these different celebrities.
Yes.
That talk about their pot addiction. And it was all these like Miley Cyrus and Seth Rogen and Snoop, Justin Bieber, Megan Fox. And my question
Megan Fox, interesting.
she hasn't been relevant in a long time.
Megan was just like, I totally get slammed for admitting how much I love to smoke pot. Miley Cyrus was like, oh my God, I love pot. I love getting stoned. You know?
Do you think they should legalize pot?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would
But
be
my-
a great way to make money
Yeah,
too.
I don't. There's so, our government. Everything is so back-assed.
I mean, if alcohol is legalized,
Right.
why not?
and alcohol does so much more heinous things to the
Right.
body and impairs you for the driving, yet that can be prolific.
Right.
You know, and our government is always like that, like a cure for AIDS.
Well, you can
Things
get
could help-
medicinal now. So I mean,
Yeah,
they're-
medicinal. But I mean, they're getting there. But,
Colorado just legalized it, right?
Yes.
but my question is, all these celebrities that are out publicizing the fact that they love and smoke pot, can't the federal officials like follow them to see like, okay, where's your source? Where are you getting it
Well,
from?
it's not a priority. That's the thing. I
Yeah.
don't think they really care
No.
so much.
No, they're
about-
arresting a lot of people around the Philip Seymour Hoffman death because of who he is.
Which is kind of weird that suddenly they can
All of a sudden
target
they
in on
care.
these 4 drug dealers.
yeah, they're
that-
probably all in their back pockets anyway. It's corrupt.
It's
all
all
of it's corrupt.
But apparently he was carrying around backpacks full. I don't know how much the quantity he had. But then I heard today, you know how cheap heroin is now? It's like the cheapest.
Totally cheap. That's what Wendy was telling
It's
me.
the
well, you get it
cheapest-
at the
Wendy
99
Zane.
cent store.
Oh,
Heroin?
it's like $6 a little.
Inside store?
But it's like 6.
It's a hoax.
I
Oh my
believe
God.
anything.
It was supposed to
Are
be
you
funny.
chilly?
That was
A little
It's
bit.
gotten a little nippy
I
in
know
here.
nippy.
Tony,
No,
we're
but
cold.
I like it cold. Don't turn it up. I don't want the
Okay,
heat.
Why,
because
does that
he's in
help your comedy?
menopause.
Well, I'm very hot natured and I'm always usually warm.
Oh.
And with my allergies, you know. But let's
'Cause you
talk
li-
about
Because you live in the desert and just that weather change.
God and just having the 2 homes and trying to keep up with
Oh
that.
my God.
But this is
We
not
feel
really,
for you.
This is not really about me. You can go on Facebook.
Let's talk about Jasper's projects.
Okay, because there are a lot of them.
Savage
Savage
and-
Sisters.
Savage Sisters.
Purge.
Did you see
Wonderful
the trailer?
The trailer is really
Shout
good.
out to Daniel Smith, the director and writer, and all the.
The trailer
My
is very
sisters.
loud, very fast. Erica Renee Davis, who was a guest on our show.
Lede Bond
Pardon?
and Lede Bond
Oh, Lede Bond. Okay.
and Janae Busby and Amazon.
Okay. Work
You
it
know,
out.
the one girl, her name is just Amazon, like Madonna.
Mhm.
Yeah. And she
But-
has to. bite my penis. Oh, I gave away something. I'm supposed to do
Spoiler
that.
alert.
You're not real. Not your real penis. Your fake penis.
Well, I don't know. I'm method. I am method.
Oh, you and Shia LaBeouf. Have you heard about him
another
lately?
asshole
No, what happened?
who
He's
needs
so
to
crazy.
be.
He went to his premiere for his movie Nymphomaniac with a bag over his head saying, "I am not famous anymore. Nobody's going to hire him. He's going
It's
to be
just
out."
too bad because the kid's talented.
It's like that
and
one girl that went off the rails.
Amanda Bynes.
Well, no, she
She's
had
that.
more talent than that.
Oh, she had more talent than Amanda Bynes.
Deborah Winger. Remember, she kind of went off the rails for a while.
okay.
Sort of left.
Well, she
and-
was off the rails while
But
she
she's
was.
really really talented.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's move over to the
Yes.
Woody Allen thing.
Woody Allen, what do you think?
Do you think
Dylan's telling the
first of all,
truth,
do you
not
think
truth?
this should affect his Blue Jasmine at all? Do you think Academy voters? We can ask Sally this.
Okay.
Being a former Best Actress nominee, Sally Kirkland. Do you think voters should not vote for his work based on this?
I think the voters should vote based on the quality of his work and that it should be separated. You know, it's hard.
He wasn't prosecuted.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Right.
And it's hard to change your decision about someone's work that you've always admired because now you're hearing some story from behind the closed door.
Right.
So it is a hard.
Do you believe it?
I don't know what to believe.
Where there's smoke,
I
there's
just-
fire. If he had not ended
What
up
the
marrying
Soon- the
his
Soon- Soon Yi-
19-year-old
Soon Yi?
stepdaughter,
Soon Yi, right?
That's,
Didn't they find naked pictures that
yes.
he took of her?
Well, that's how the whole thing blew up for
yeah.
Mia Farrow.
I'm sorry. Where there's smoke, there's
when
fire.
you take naked pictures, and then he did that movie. Remember where his character in the movie was in love with Juliette Lewis?
Yes,
who was a teenager.
And apparently he was in a club the other day singing some creepy song, and everybody was kind of looking at him like, "What are you doing?"
I know he's just creepy.
I just feel
When-
I
His money and power protects him, just like Michael Jackson.
right, or O.J. Simpson. I believe her. You know, why would Dylan just make all of this up? And one thing I had read, it's everybody is so willing to believe the celebrity, the man with all
Oh
the
yeah,
money,
totally.
and not the victim.
Right.
And Mia Farrow, didn't Mia not believe her, or did she?
No, she believed
did.
him.
She
did
left
believe-
Woody immediately after that's
Yeah.
what happened. But their son, the son Ronan Farrow,
Oh.
who is allegedly, or not allegedly,
He looks
Frank
just
Sinatra,
like him.
Frank Sinatra's son. He's got a new show on MSNBC.
I tried to find it. What's it called?
I don't know.
Because I tried to find it.
Wait, Ronan is Frank Sinatra's son?
yeah,
looks
that
just
came
like
out.
him.
Well, it kind of came
But see,
out.
this is the thing though. There was some woman on TV on Piers Morgan, and she dated Woody Allen. She was 19
I
or
saw
18, and he was 55. And then she said, "What's the difference?" Because Mia Farrow dated Frank Sinatra when Mia was really young too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, why is it bad for this one and not for that one?
Well, I mean, it's first of all, it's statutory rape. It's illegal. I mean,
Well,
Well,
this woman said she was in California.
yeah.
I
but-
guess the California New
well,
York
the
law was
different. I think
different
the
back
real
then.
difference is obviously Suni liked it and wanted it and married him. Dylan was 7 and didn't want it. I mean,
Oh wow,
I'm sorry.
That's heavy.
I mean, Suni apparently enjoyed it and married him. And
I'm
according
gonna-
to Barbara
I'm not gonna
Walters on The
comment on
View, Barbara Walters on The View, as you all
dear.
know,
Oh, let's
got-
reenact it. I'll be
she
Sherry,
got
you
a-
be Barbara.
she got into okay, Sherry, I have known Woody Allen for many years. I have seen him with his children, and from everything I have ever seen, he looks like he's a wonderful father, and there's been nothing going on.
Okay, Barbara, that's all well and good and everything, but that's what you have seen. You're only talking about what you've seen. You don't know what happens when the door is closed and you drive away.
He was never prosecuted, Sherry, you Jehovah's Witness.
Okay, but the thing, Barbara, is though this.
I will snatch your weave off.
Listen, Barbara. I will punch you in your fucking old.
Don't hurt my
my
face.
Listen, with your thin-skinned ass. Okay. The point is, this man already has a history of dating younger women. So who's to
Sherry,
say?
but he married her. They've been married for 20 years. They have 2 children. Obviously, it was
Barbara,
a
I don't
successful-
care. I don't care. It's just weird to me. He married his stepdaughter. Enough said.
But she wasn't his stepdaughter. She was Andrew Previn's stepdaughter.
Adopted. Well, first of all, she was adopted.
Right.
But see, you're doing the Barbara thing.
I'm just saying she wasn't the stepdaughter.
No,
though.
but I mean, people
Oh.
are trying to. It,
Right.
I thought he. I
People
thought
are
she
trying to
was
ju-
Soon Yi.
No, she was Andre Previn's
But he was her
stepdaughter.
stepfather
Adopted daughter.
when she came to visit Mia's house. I mean, by marriage, he was her
Right.
stepdaughter. But I'm just saying.
No, Mia and Woody were never married.
Well, that's right.
They were never married.
But why were they? But why, when Woody was dating Soon Yi, wasn't Soon Yi
Well, he didn't date her.
Mia's daughter, adopted daughter.
Mia's adopted
Yes.
daughter? Okay.
The
Yes.
Polaroid pictures that they found, she was underage at the time.
Okay.
He didn't marry her till she was 19.
I see. But when he
But
played
the
with
pictures,
her,
I don't
they were
remember. I
underage.
don't remember what Woody's defense was about the Polaroids.
That's a good point.
You know, bottom line is Rosie O'Donnell was on The View Friday, and she brought up the fact if you go onto Google Radar Online and Woody Allen, they actually posted the transcripts from the prosecutor back in '94, and the prosecutor said, yes, we definitely had enough evidence to file charges. However, out of respect for Dylan, we didn't feel that she was able to go through with it and testify. So that's the
So
prosecutor.
how does somebody run loose because you're afraid that the victim is too fragile? So then the person gets away with it.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
But see, you if you don't have the victim to testify, a jury won't convict. That's always
there's
been the
not enough.
problem.
That's why I think they should teach people, all kids, young kids, to videotape so they could bust
Well,
these
now
people,
with all the iPhones and stuff,
so they could
right?
bust these molesters.
Right. And then just recently in California, there was that assistant principal that just got arrested from she molested a girl like
Right.
15 years
She
ago.
went on YouTube.
But she called her on the phone and
Right.
taped her and caught her, and now she got arrested. So
Yes.
Really? Wait, what? They taped. What did
this
the phone
girl like
conversation say?
well, she called. She
The victim
found the
Taped
she
herself
found
on
the
YouTube,
teacher.
calling the teacher and saying you molested
And
me.
she goes, "You remember what you did to
woman.
me?" And the woman,
See, it's a woman with woman, so people don't think that when you say, "Oh, my daughter's going to hang out after school, and she's going to hang out with the tennis coach or whatever." you
Planet
think
Earth,
it's all fine.
exciting news! I'm about to go and escort Sally Kirkland into the studio.
Oh my God! Well, Ralph, what we're gonna do, I think, is we're gonna take our next break, and when we come back, we will be joined by our very special guest, Sally Kirkland, and we're gonna have her for the second hour of the show. So yes, you've been listening to On the Set with Jasper Cole, and when we come back, we will keep it going. Bye bye.
You're back on the set with Hollywood's bad guy, Jasper Cole. Here's Jasper Cole.
Howdy, 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 and welcome back to On the Set with Jasper Cole. Sorry for that little delay. I was just talking away. Totally forgot that we were doing a show. Anyway, welcome back. This is our February show. We're just doing the show once a month now here at Sunset Gower Studios. But we are so honored because we have been telling you all week long that we have a very, very special guest, veteran actress, Academy nominated for Best Actress, Golden Globe winning, Independent Spirit Award, and LA film critic, Miss Sally Kirkland. Hey, Sally.
Hi.
Here's your camera to all your fans.
Hi.
And we're rejoined by Dara and Ralph.
Hello.
And then
Hello.
Sally has two special friends.
I have two special friends from Sweden, Kenneth Carlson and Claire.
Oh, wow. That's a mouthful. Welcome. Welcome to LA. Huh? Oh, Ralph, I can't hear you. For once I didn't
Did you
mute.
put his mic on?
No, for once I didn't do it on purpose. Tony will fix it.
Okay.
Anyway, welcome, Sally.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you in forever.
I
Although
know,
we
it feels like
because of Facebook, do you find that sometimes
You think that you're having
you feel
to get
like
together,
you're seeing
but you're
them,
really not.
and then you realize you don't. So,
Right.
and as always, you're busier than ever, as you always. Sally is one of the busiest working actresses ever. Always
Good for
has
her.
been. This is how many years in the business
50,
now?
53.
Oh my God! Let's give a
54.
shout. Let's give a shout out.
She
for
started
that.
when she was 3.
She was a child actress.
She was a child actress.
Yeah. Sally started in
Actually,
New York.
I didn't go to college. I was off Broadway when I was 17.
You started right away in New York.
Yeah.
Grew up in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sally's
Where in New York?
The Upper East Side was where I was born. And then I went away to school.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in Dobbs Ferry, New York.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was off Broadway the next year, living in the Village on Christopher Street.
Oh my gosh.
being the true
Great
artist.
stories.
The true
I'm
artist
sure.
in the Village.
Yeah.
Christopher Street. Which theater? Manila Lane or?
No, I lived at 84 Christopher Street
Oh, okay.
in the 60s.
Wow.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You didn't miss out on anything, did you?
My mom was a fashion editor of Life at the time, and she would try out all of the trends on me. So I was the first person to do the no bra look, the mini skirt look,
Right.
and Italian sandals and flowers in my hair, hippie chic when that happened.
Oh, I love that.
with
Did
Giorgio
were your girlfriends jealous? Oh, what do
Yeah.
you? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
neat.
What's your mom's name, Sally?
Sally Kirkland.
She's.
Oh, you're a juniorette.
It's like a
I am
juniorette.
a junior, yeah. I don't know about the yet part.
I know.
We just made it up. I think Ralph just made
Ralph
that
made
up.
that
But
up.
I, but I like it, Ralph.
Okay, well,
we should try that.
Well, you were a baton majorette,
Right.
So
And I'm
I
a junior.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm a junior also.
And I'm not.
and you're not.
No.
No, but
Is this live right now?
This is
yes,
live
and
right
live
now.
streaming to all your fans all over the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
We have some fans here from
We-
from Sweden.
we
for-
certainly do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, what I always love about your story is that, like you mentioned, you got to start out in New York in such an amazing time with
Yeah.
all the people, all the artists, and Andy Warhol.
Yeah, 1964, I did 13 Most Beautiful Women with Andy.
Oh my God.
And he had a crush on my mother. And he lived on 89th Street, too, except over on Lexington Avenue. So they were just blocks apart. They hung out all the time.
Wow.
Went to Studio 54. And my mother gave Andy his first publicity.
In the magazine?
In Life magazine. He was doing his shoes in Burdorf Goodman, I think. And he had the tomato soup can
Wow.
painting
Classic.
behind the shoes. And she did a story on him, and that was his very first publicity.
Wow. Did you? He was. You liked him, right? He was a
Yeah.
really lovely person.
I had a snobby attitude because
well, you were very,
I was Lee Strasberg trained.
right. Method.
And Uta Hagen, and I was a SAG member and an equity member and an AFTRA member. And the people in his films never trained anywhere. So when he asked me if he could interview me and photograph me, I said no. Stupid though I was. I said, Andy, I'm a union actor, and I'm not sure that I want everyone to know that I do underground films. So that was a mistake.
Well, we look back sometimes and say, because whatever became of him, right? You're like, oh. But you still were close to him. You maintained.
Oh, yeah, no. Andy and I were friends.
Right.
It's just
and
that
Edie.
when he wanted to document me.
Yeah.
But I did do this film, 13 Most Beautiful Women, and then I did 2 other films that he had produced with a guy named Piero Gallitzer or something, one of the Andy directors.
Right.
And
you
so
knew
me and
Edie Sedgwick.
and Baby Jane Holzer and Ultraviolet and Mary Warnoff, and we were all there, yeah.
And did you know Edie before growing
No.
up at all, or no?
She did a movie called Chow Manhattan with Chuck Wine, and she had a nervous breakdown and she couldn't finish the film, and they called me up and said, would I come and fill in for Edie Sedgwick and finish Chow Manhattan? And I said, well, I just had a nervous breakdown.
I was going to say, well, you'll have yours
I
next.
just got out of Payne Whitney.
Perfect.
The doctor didn't think it would be a good idea for me to be acting right away.
But actually, it probably was.
Yeah, just about that time, Tom O'Horgan, who directed Hair and Jesus
Right.
Christ Superstar. But prior to that, he and Ellen Stewart, who was La Mama of La Mama Theater, called me up and asked me to be in their company. And I figured that I could do that without the psychiatrist being upset because it was theater, it wasn't
Theater.
film.
Right.
And so I did all these plays in the La Mama.
You did Terrence McNally. You're famous for
Sweet Eros.
one of the first nude.
No, not one
Oh,
of. The first nude actor in American theater, 1968, Sweet Eros by Terrence McNally, before Hair and before O Calcutta.
Sally,
Yes.
I wanted to interject and say I too had the pleasure of working with Tom O'Horgan
Yeah,
on several
I
projects.
You guys,
remember
yeah.
that,
I
yeah.
remember that. You
Well, we
guys
talked
talked
about
about
it
that
at
at the other place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
then
cool.
you started. Pretty much that started your film career in New York, and you stayed in New York. But at a certain point, you started coming out to the coast to do television.
No,
No,
to do The Sting and
to
the
do
Way
the
We
Sting.
Were.
Okay.
1973, I came out, and I had done at least 10 or 12 years of theater nonstop.
Right.
But I also in New York did a film, Coming Apart, starring Rip Torn and
Right.
myself and Vivica Linfords. And I did the movie of the play Futz that Tom O'Horgan directed me. And I did Brand X with Sam Shepard and Mary Warnoff again,
Wow.
and all of Andy's superstar, Candy Darling.
Oh, Candy,
Ultraviolet.
right? Oh my
I just
God.
watched. Sam Shepard was in that movie. August
Oh,
Osage County. Yeah.
August
Yeah,
Osage.
I
Yeah.
wonder he should have been in it more.
I know, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So you came out first. Was the Sting first?
The Way We Were
The Way
was
We Were first.
Can we talk about those 2 movies?
Sure.
Yes, classics.
Sure.
Did you audition for it back in New York?
Yeah. Marion Dougherty, who this recent film,
That great documentary.
what's it called?
A cast.
Casting.
Oh shit, I know.
Anyway, about the casting
Casting
directors,
directors.
they starred Marion Dougherty. She was the one that cast me in both films, The Way We Were and The Sting, or put me together with the directors. You know, so I got to strip in front of George Roy Hill in order to be a stripper. I remember sitting on his lap. I remember thinking, I'm going to shock him now. And I sat on his lap, and at that point I had taken off clothes.
I love it.
He wanted a, big busted Las Vegas dancer who looked like Valerie Perrine, because he was madly in love with Valerie Perrine. And Robert Redford said, but I know Sally, we just did The Way We Were, and she's great, and I really think you should hire Sally Kirkland. So Redford got me the part in The Sting.
That very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
And see, in those, when I say those days, it's not. But you could actually meet with the director. Whereas
Yeah.
now, we have to go on tape for everything, and
Yeah.
you never, we don't see the people.
Well,
and,
I didn't meet Sidney Pollack for The Way We Were, but I did meet a producer.
but casting directors had so much more. I don't want to say power, but they had so much more influence in those
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Back, they could actually make someone's career.
Yeah.
What they said mattered to the director.
Yeah.
And that's what that documentary is a lot about, is how
Yeah.
casting directors today have sort of become like picture pushers. You know what I mean? Like just submitting and putting a
Yeah.
list together, and they don't really have the...
Your opinion no longer matters.
Right,
kind
right.
of thing.
Now you got to go to producers for, for
Yeah.
everything. So...
Did you have a good experience on both those movies?
Yeah, I did. And Barbara Streisand was so nice to me.
Oh, very nice.
She said to me, "You're a klutz just like me."
So she
And then
was great.
she and I went on to do other things. We did A Star Is Born, and then she played Juliet, and I played the nurse for scenes from Romeo and Juliet at the Actors Studio. And there was a line around the block when word got out that Barbara Streisand was going to act at the Actors Studio.
Had she been a member before?
No,
she
came to see me and Salome Jens do Uncle Vanya. And she was so impressed. She said, "Oh, I want to act in front of Lee Strasberg." So I took her by the hand to Lee Strasberg, and I said, "Barbara Streisand, Lee Strasberg," and he just his mouth was hanging.
Wow.
And I said, "She would like to do a scene with me. Can you make her a working observer?" And he said, "Oh, yes, absolutely. What do you want to do, Barbara?" And she said, "I would like to play Juliet." And Lee, without blinking, said, "Okay, you're not going to play Romeo, Sally. You're going to play the nurse, and don't worry about the age." Those were his exact words. So we went, at the time she had a house in Bel Air, and we went to her house to
Rehearse.
And she wanted to cry on cue, so I taught her how to do an emotional recall. And I said, "Who meant more to you than anybody?" And she said, "My father, who died when I was 6. And I said, "Well, we're going to have you close your eyes, and you're going to tell me about the last time you saw him before he died." And pretty soon the tears were coming down her face. And I said, "Now open your eyes, and here's the script, and do Juliet's lines talking about your love for Romeo." I saw her this year when she was performing at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yes, I was there too when it was raining.
There. Yeah.
So I went. I said to her, how great it was to see her again, and she said, "Do you remember when we did Romeo and Juliet,
Oh my
Sally?"
God.
And that was what the main thing was for her when she saw Sally
See?
Kirkland. It's
Wow.
Well, that's a big thing that you taught her how to do
That's
that.
so
That's
great.
a big deal.
You know what she said in Playboy? She said in her interview in Playboy that her favorite moment in her career was playing Juliet.
Oh my God.
I love listening to your stories, Sally.
Well, Sally's a
You're really
renowned
so great.
acting coach.
Sally, have you written a book?
No, I will
You
get
may-
to that.
She will.
Yeah.
She doesn't have time right now.
But if you all go on SallyKirkland.com, Kenneth Carlson, who's sitting here from Sweden, he introduced me online to a guy named Paul Rollins, who did a fabulous, long, in-depth article, which is now at SallyKirkland.com in the article section. It's the very first article, and it just went online within the past 2 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's a mini book. It's a mini book of my life.
We'll post it on, I'll put it on my website too,
Yeah.
on the show, so everyone can check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. It is got everything right?
Yeah.
Well, because it's hard. A lot of times things get a little...
Well, I trust Kenneth and I have been talking from Sweden to LA by Facebook for a year or more. And I can remember because a year ago, what are we, the 9th today?
Yes.
Yeah.
A year ago today, I broke my foot.
Oh, right. I know. That's
And I ended
remember
up in St. Joseph's Hospital and then in a medical facility for 3 months, and the whole thing was 5 months of my
You had
life.
a lot of Facebook time.
So Kenneth was one of the people that I really loved his posts, and I was so depressed being laid up for 5 months that I really got into who really loved me on Facebook, and he knew everything about my career. It amazed
Wow.
me. So when he said, I think you should do an interview with this guy, Paul Rowlands, I just trusted that.
Right.
So I talked to him like he was my best friend, like, here's my whole life story. So y'all can read it.
Yeah, we're going to post it on the website as well.
SallyKirkland.com.
You can meet
articles.
some really nice people on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can talk to Sally on Facebook.
And Twitter.
At Sally
Well,
Kirkland.
you can try.
I know. She's got way too many
I've
friends.
got too many friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can send me messages on SallyKirkland.com, and on Twitter I'm Sally. What do you call those things? Those
Underscore.
underscore.
How come you couldn't do
Kirkland.
this straight through?
Somebody had it?
I think I had done it a couple years ago and left it. So
Do people ask if you're related to the Kirkland, that provide the products for Costco?
they ask me all the
Do you
time.
Yeah.
just say yes?
Yes. I am.
Yeah, we went. Yes.
Well, so what I love about your career amongst many things is you were able to go into television back because I love TV, and I always think I wish I could have worked during the 70s out here in some of those
Yeah.
detective shows. And
that's what paid the bills in the 70s for me.
Right.
And Lee Strasberg said, no, I only want my actors to do film and stage. And I said, but Lee, I can't pay the rent. Are you going to pay my rent? And he said, well, I don't know about that.
he said, in that case, Sally, go do
Well,
Barnaby
what I said to him
Jones.
is, I said, I happen to be starring on Charlie's Angels tomorrow night. Would you please watch me and then tell me if I'm not doing feature film acting? And sure enough, he watched it, and he came to the Actors Studio, and he said, I have an announcement to make. Sally Kirkland has proven me wrong. She did feature film acting and episodic television, and I now give you permission to do feature film acting and episodic
Oh,
television.
wow.
Did Lee Strasberg teach in the 80s acting workshops?
I don't have my glasses.
I'm not sure when the Lee Strasberg, his school is here, but when did Lee pass away?
In the 80s.
In the 80s.
Early 80s, I think.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you
okay.
know, on Santa Monica.
But there's also there was some
I taught for 20 years at the Lee Strasberg Theater.
there was some
Institute.
theater workshop in San Francisco. Lee Strasberg. Does that sound familiar? In the
I don't
80s.
know.
Okay.
Well-
I don't know. But the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute on Santa Monica Boulevard,
Okay.
I taught there for 20 years. I was one of 5 people he trained to take all of his newest work and teach it there at the school. So, like Kathy
And is that
Griffin-
method?
method acting?
Method,
yeah.
yeah.
Kathy Griffin was a student of mine there, and I told her I thought she'd be better in comedy than.
She mentions you in her book. Did you read her autobiography?
I read that part. Yeah.
Yeah, she had a great line.
She said, "Well,
It's the
I
only
loved coming
place
to
you could-
Sally's class because she'd tell Bob De Niro and Bob Dylan stories."
Yeah, just something like it's the only place where you could learn about Shakespeare and
Bob
oral
Dylan and Bob
sex.
Dylan.
or-
No, she
no, I'm
didn't say
kidding.
that.
No, Bob
Robert De
Dylan.
Niro's doing a movie on his gay father. I just read that
Really, I
recently.
knew his father. His father was a wonderful painter, brilliant
Oh,
painter.
I didn't know
I
that.
just
Yeah.
said a couple of things that you guys haven't mentioned, so
Yeah,
I get
well,
all my
that's
plugs
why.
in.
Yes,
that's
please
why
do.
you're
Please do.
here.
So for me, plugging myself, the things that I'm most interested in you seeing, I don't know how you're going to get a copy of Anna, but you want to get a copy of Anna,
Oh.
for which I won all those awards that Jason
Should have won
mentioned.
Best Actress, but
Jason Jasper, listen to me.
oh,
Who's
that's
Jason?
okay.
Jason Ritter.
Jason's
You got me a role in Jason Ritter's film. Anyway, Anna, you want to get Ed TV by Ron Howard, which is a comedy, and you want to get The Haunted, a true story, which I got a Golden Globe nomination, and you want to get if you're a Taekwondo freak, you want to get Best of the Best with James Earl Jones and Eric Roberts and myself.
You're leaving out one of my favorites. The problem with this one is Norma Jean Jack and Me.
Oh, Norma Jean Jack and Me.
Oh.
It's very hard to get.
But it's so brilliant. I just loaned my copy to a neighbor in Palm Springs, and he was a writer for Knots Landing or whatever. And see, he never saw. He said, "Oh my God, Sally would have won an Oscar for
Well,
this."
the foreign press wanted to consider me, but we didn't have a distributor to send 88 copies. But
This
anyway,
was an amazing
I got
film.
to play Marilyn had she lived to be in her 50s. And
seen it? Okay.
Michael Murphy got to play Jack Kennedy, and they were living in connubial bliss on a Caribbean island, and this drug runner was washed ashore, and I took him in, and we're talking about the back in the day, and he doesn't believe that we're Marilyn Monroe and Jack Kennedy, and so he's from the younger generation, and I ask him all about John Jr. And the reason why it had a tough time getting distributed was that John Jr. had just tragically died.
Timing.
And people were scared to touch it. It was so shocking
Right.
that he died. Actually, John Jr. knew me. He had called me in the 70s and said, because my mother and Jackie O were friends, and she would put Jackie O on the cover of Life all the time. And he said he wanted to study acting with me in L.A. Would I teach him? And I said, are you kidding me? I would love to.
That's
teach
right. He
acting to
was
you."
going to go into
He was
acting.
going to go into it, and then she talked him out of it.
Right.
But he called me, and I kept saying, you're kidding, right? This isn't John.
Right,
This
someone's
isn't
playing
John
around.
Kennedy on the phone. And he said, no, it is. You know, I got your number because your mother and my mother and whatnot. And anyway.
That was an amazing movie, though. If you guys can find it, it's got to be.
Maybe Netflix, no?
I mean, I have the DVD, but I got it from our mutual friend, and
Yeah.
I've been passing it around. So
Cyrus Nowrasteh is the filmmaker. So if you can find him, Cyrusnorasteh, he's from Iran, I believe.
right.
He would know where there's copies. I'm not giving up my copy.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Now ask me, what am I doing now?
Right. So, well, first of all, you've got. I just was saying, this is Sally's IMDb pages. It's like an encyclopedia. You already have. There's like 10 movies right now that you're working on. But let's talk briefly. There is one project, Posse,
Yeah.
that you're very proud
Proud
of. Besides, unfortunately, falling at the time of getting an
Yeah.
award
Yeah,
for it. But
I was getting the Studio City Film Festival Award for Best Acting, and there was no lighting in the theaters, so I stepped on what I thought was a step,
Sally.
broke my foot in 2 places, and ended up laid up for 5 months. But Posse, again, it's hard to find because it's a short film. It's been in 47 film festivals, but I can't direct you. Well, maybe I can. Let me see. Castingboy.com or Casting Boy. Look up Billy DeMotta.
Billy DeMont, yeah, or Jason Stewart,
Or Jason
because
Stewart.
Jason has it on his website.
And they can lead you to Posse. I play a woman with Alzheimer's, and my granddaughter puts me in assisted living, and I'm furious and insulted and humiliated, and I hate everybody I meet there, and I run away and I fall asleep on the beach, and I dream that I'm the star of a Bollywood film.
and who does? And who doesn't?
And I Bollywood dance, and all the people from assisted living are in the film with me, and I fall in love with this guy who was from assisted living, but now he's, Indian prince, and then finally they wake me up on the beach and they bring me back to assisted living, and I now love everybody because I've had this transformational experience. So that's Posse, and I'm shooting now a film called Buddy Hutchins, and Jamie Kennedy plays Buddy Hutchins, and I play his very freaked out mother because he's gotten involved with a lot of violence.
And it's a drama.
It's a drama,
Right.
which is
A lot of
interesting. that
Jamie Kennedy
Kennedy's
fans
known
don't
to be a
realize. Yeah.
comedian.
But don't you feel all good comedic actors do drama?
He's
I mean,
a wonderful
right.
actor. I'm having a blast with him. And I got to work recently with John Waters as an actor.
Wow.
In a film called Suburban Gothic. Ricky Bates Jr. is the 28-year-old film director. And Matthew Gubler from Criminal Minds, which I had starred in.
Who directs some of the? He also directs Criminal.
Directs-
I went in recently, and he was the director. He looks like a baby.
And he's a brilliant actor.
Oh,
And
you were
what's the name
great
of
on
the
Criminal
story?
Minds, by the
Thank
way,
you.
Sally. That was
Thank you.
amazing.
They've played that 11 times now.
Yeah, if you guys didn't see that, she and the great actor from Prison Break,
Robert.
God, what is wrong with us? Anyway, that was a mother-son thing.
Yeah. So watch out. It'll be coming out this next year, Suburban Gothic. And then I did a film called All About Christmas
Right.
with
Shannon,
Shannon Doherty, who I fell in love with.
who's a
and
good actress.
She seems like a
wonderful
sweetheart.
actress. Yeah.
She
I
seems
really
like a
liked working
sweetheart.
with her.
She did a quickie show.
She had
like
a reality show.
Yeah, with her husband, and they were going to get married. And she seems pretty normal after everything she's been
After
through.
everything, she's great. She
Right.
is great.
She
and
was
very much-
always
Beautiful
a good
home in
actress.
Malibu.
Yeah,
I wanted
she
her
invited me
home.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
she wants her boyfriend to photograph me. And
with
Antonio
it's too bad he's
Jr.
so unattractive.
Yeah. Maybe one of the best looking people I've ever seen. Oh my God.
Was this a TV movie?
So ask me my favorite film of the year.
Sally,
Okay, Sally, what is
Go
your
ahead,
favorite
Ralph.
film
Oh,
of the
I
year?
have a whole other half hour, don't I?
Yeah.
Yes.
we're just
Oh,
getting
we have a
started.
lot of time.
Oh,
No,
But I'd rather you. Also, Sally has a radio show. We haven't even gotten started.
Sally, take your
I'm sitting here thinking, my God, he hasn't
No.
talked about my
Oh,
credits. And it's going
please.
to end at 5.
Sally, take your scarf off, have a cookie. We got 30 minutes, girl.
I don't eat sugar anymore.
No.
Oh.
See?
Haven't you noticed I'm thinner than the last time I was here?
Oh, wow.
I'm
Okay.
thinner.
Yeah, you've always looked great, but you were on a really good health kick,
Yeah,
walking
I was trying
and
to train everybody to
Yeah.
exercise.
Well,
and
it's good.
Eat with no carbs or no sugar. or
right,
anything.
which is
So
good.
can you tell I'm a little thinner?
Yes, you look great.
Yeah.
But that's been going on for over a year now.
Yeah,
You-
off and on. Yeah.
Well, you had to take a little break. How did you, when you were down and couldn't walk?
I ate everything.
Well, you had an excuse.
I felt so sorry for myself. It was missed depression. Now,
But you're
Kenneth, you got to get near the mic. Get near the mic. Bobby in the sound room, is that on? Is that mic on?
Yeah, let's see if Tony or these other two is Kenneth's mic on. We'll make sure it gets turned on.
Okay. So during that time, Kenneth was a leading actor in the movie of Sally Kirkland's life because I'm in bed. I was in bed for like about 5 months. The surgeon said it was the worst fracture he'd ever seen. Foot
See,
fracture.
people don't realize you can just break a foot
Yeah,
and it turns
two
into.
You have to be
places.
But
careful.
Sally,
And dislocated.
what did you step on to break your foot?
No step.
It was a very dark theater
Uh-huh.
that didn't have any stairwell lit.
Did you get a lawyer?
Stop.
I
Good.
did, actually.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah,
Kenneth,
yeah.
what was it like writing to me when I was in the hospital?
Well, first of all, I didn't think it was you at the first because Facebook is full of fakes. But I started to ask you stuff about your career, and then I quickly realized that you were the real thing. And I'm a pretty grounded guy. I've done some movies in Sweden, and I'm a film scholar, so I was mostly interested in Sally.
I can hear.
And I quickly realized she was the
real deal?
Yeah, and a fantastic person.
Yeah.
She was. I love method acting, and I love real good acting.
Tell them what you call yourself on Facebook about method actor. You know how you describe yourself on Facebook where they call us all whatever we are.
Oh, I don't remember.
Well, I won't embarrass you.
I don't do that.
Well, now,
funny. It's
now
pretty
you have
funny.
to.
No.
You've teased us.
I think he said functioning alcoholic at method actor.
Well, God, that's about 90% of Facebook.
Yeah, but I named
all
my
of it.
kid after Nicolas Cage in Leaving Las Vegas. So
Oh, wow.
That's the. But we become friends.
Yes.
I mean, she's got a career that is almost unheard of. But she's mostly my friend.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sally's
Sweet.
a good person.
Sweet.
Sally,
Ken is truly. I mean, I'm very choosy about friends. You know that.
I know.
We should tell everybody that Jasper Cole was my manager for 10 years.
For 10 years. But Sally and I have known each other over 20 years.
Yeah,
But-
it's hard for me to believe that you're that old, but
Well, I just turned 50.
okay. Wow. Wow.
I was a baby when I met you.
So I met you when you were 29, 30.
I just off the bus. Yeah.
Yeah.
But So we we
we must have met around the same time,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
early '90s.
Right around Still Magnolias, the pilot. I don't know what
Oh
year
yeah,
that
I played
was.
the Dolly Parton role. in
Another
Still Magnolias.
great pilot that should have
Yeah,
gone-
CBS chose Evening Shade
Right.
instead of Still Magnolias, and there went my 5-year multi-million-dollar contract down the tubes.
But can I tell a quick? Do you
Yeah.
remember? Okay, when I met you, and you're always gorgeous, and you were more even just stunning as ever. And you had this really good-looking guy with you,
Of course.
long hair,
Yeah.
guitar.
Oh.
Do you? Okay, and so and
She wistfully is remembering.
yeah, and
Trying to
he's
think.
well,
1990.
well. I think I have this right.
Sally,
now I might be off, but
You're
I'm
all
pretty
like,
sure.
There've been so many.
But remember,
men-
because the pilot was CBS.
Oh,
You know-
Oh,
oh.
he's a famous actor.
Of course
now.
he is.
I got him his CBS audition, and then they put him on Northern Exposure.
John Corbett.
John Corbett. I was
Right.
dating him.
And Sally was so
Hey,
great.
Claire, what about that? Sally, pat on the back.
Yes.
was dating John.
Wait, is he dating Bo
he lives
Derek
with Bo
now?
Derek.
Now. But back in the day, he was dating me, and I picked him up in a bar in Venice. And I said,
Perfect.
"You're so good looking. Are you an actor?" And he said, "Why, yes. How did you know?" And I said, "Because you're drop dead gorgeous." And I
And
said,
you were really
"So-"
good at you were promoting him.
Yeah, I took
Around
him to the
CBS.
I took him to the
around
Oscars.
the pilot and everything. And then he
Yeah.
ended up
Were you the first cougar?
Sally,
First cougar. Yeah,
well,
probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, John Corbett, I dated him in New York and LA, and so good looking and such a good actor. John,
And
wherever you are,
a
hope I'm
nice
not telling
guy.
tales out of school.
You never hear anything bad about John
No,
Corbett.
no, he's a totally great guy.
Really nice guy. But
Yeah.
still, Magnolias was an amazing cast. Elaine
Amazing that
Stritch,
you remember that.
Elaine Stritch, Polly Bergen,
Yeah.
Cindy Williams,
Yeah.
and then the wonderful.
The girl who was married to Christopher Reeves.
Right.
I forgot her name.
And at that time, she had a very long Greek last name.
Yeah.
Dana. Something, whatever. That to me was a given. That show would have went, but like you said, they chose Evening Shade.
Yeah.
Over that.
Burt Reynolds.
Yeah. But you've had great television
Yeah,
stuff.
well, in the 70s, I did all of Aaron Spelling shows, and some of which were Starsky and Hutch and Charlie's Angels. I did a pilot he did called Bad Cats with Michelle Pfeiffer. It was her
Wow.
first job, and Sharon Farrell was on it, I remember. And then I did Beretta 3 times.
Robert
and
Blake.
I did Kojak 3 or 4
See,
times.
those were those Quinn Martin productions were always my favorite show. Did you do FBI?
No.
with Efren Zimbalist.
Or what about The Fugitive? When I think
No.
of Quinn Martin, I think of The Fugitive.
No, but think, no.
Mannix, or
No.
Matlock.
No.
well, we can look it up right here.
Why are we guessing?
I mean, according to IMDb. But no, you're right. You did a lot of those great series.
Yeah,
guest starring.
and they used to pay so
Yes.
much.
Yes.
You would think that. I mean, 10,000 was cheap back then.
Oh, my
for a
God.
guest star role.
And you would get a quote, and that would be your quote, and then
Yeah.
you could, and
Wow.
So at a young age, I was up to 40,000 for like television, and
Those were great shows, Aaron Spelling shows.
well,
really,
and
really
also
great
like we were
shows.
saying earlier, even when I moved here in '87, I mean, casting people could actually give you a job.
yeah,
It wasn't where you had to go to 4 times to a producer or whatever. A
Well,
cast.
Joyce Selznick in the beginning in the 70s was my manager.
Oh, she was great.
And she's in heaven now. And she was related to David O. Selznick, who knew me when I was 18 years old and took me under his wing. And he brought me to Francois Truffaut when Truffaut was doing Fahrenheit 451.
Right.
And there was a part of a teenager in Fahrenheit. And so David O. Selznick was writing memos to Truffaut saying, "You must hire young Sally Kirkland." And so I met with Truffaut, and he didn't speak English, and I spoke very bad French. But I said, "Oh, Monsieur Truffaut, je t'aime. Comment se dit en français? J'ai mal, j'ai mal." And I was trying to tell him that I was sick, right? But it was so embarrassing because it's Francois Truffaut, who, I was in love with. We all were in the late 60s, 70s, And then he finally told me that he couldn't hire me because he was going to turn the woman's role into a combination of the teenager and the older woman. And so, who played the part, Kenneth? Julie Christie.
Julie Christie.
Julie
Saw it
Christie.
in film school, but I don't
Julie Christie.
Julie Christie.
Yeah.
And anyway, so he told me about Joyce Selznick. So when I came to Hollywood, one of the first calls I made was to Joyce Selznick, who had an office at Paramount as a casting director, but
She was a man.
she was a manager
Under the
the
table?
Under the
Yeah.
table.
Well, she just David. No, who were some of her big clients? She had
Joyce, David
Hasselhoff,
and the one who married Goldie Hawn,
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Ronnie Blakely was in there.
We have a Selznick on our street. I wonder if there's any relation.
Maybe.
Oh, Ronnie Blakely. She's wonderful.
Sally, I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Just for example, when you said I called Joyce as one of my first calls and she was working at Paramount, did you literally just look at it up in the phone book like Paramount?
No, David O. Selznick
gave me the
Joyce.
So you had
number,
that
I see.
connection.
He also called her and said, "You're going to be getting a call."
Oh, okay.
Sally.
Gotcha.
Although,
Now, y'all, if you don't know David O. Selznick,
Look
he
it
made
up.
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, he ran the studio. Yeah, he was huge. For all you young people out there who don't know.
And he was married to Jennifer Jones, and I had met, the reason why I knew him was that his son by marriage to Jennifer was Michael Walker. And Michael Walker became my friend in Spoleto, Italy when I was 18, and I directed a play. I directed a segment of Adventures in the Skin Trade with Michael starring, and I also worked under Jerome Robbins in a ballet as a mime with Paul Sand. We were both mimes. And then I also did an Italian operetta where, again, I mimed. So I met Michael Walker, and he came back to New York and told David O. and Jennifer Jones, I've met this amazing girl named Sally Kirkland, and he brought me to the house, and they adopted me.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Those are amazing.
Now, that's a story I've never told anywhere.
Oh, that's an
great.
exclusive.
You're hearing it first, Planet Earth, on the set with Jasper Cole.
Wow. And you know, TV fans also remember you from Roseanne.
Yeah, I played
Playing
Barbara
Johnny
Healy,
Galecki's mother.
Johnny's mother, and I hit him in the face. And
You were so mean.
Some people get a hold of me online and say what a bitch I was. What a great
You were great.
bitch.
You played an alcoholic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the time when I had to hit him in the face, I kept saying to Roseanne and Tom Arnold, I can't do this. I'm doing this show because I want to do comedy. I want to be a comedian. Why are you making me so dramatic and such a bitch? And Roseanne said, because that's the way I remember it.
Wow.
So
Powerful.
she wanted me to be like her mother.
And then you worked with Roseanne and Tom on a TV
The
movie.
Woman Who
right?
Loved Elvis.
Right.
Good memory.
I remember that.
The Woman Who Loved Elvis, CBS movie. And I got to teach Roseanne how to cry on cue because she had a big emotional scene when Tom Arnold cracks up his motorcycle and almost dies. And so I said to Bill Bixby, who was directing, I said, do you mind if I coach Roseanne during the break? And then when I get her where you want her, you'll turn the camera on and just let her do the monologue like 5 times back to back. So he said, great, do your thing. So I said, Roseanne, we're going to do what they call in Stanislavski an as if. And I want you to do as if Tom really died in the motorcycle accident. And you never saw him again alive. And she started crying, and right away I said to Bill Bixby, turn the camera on.
Oh, Bill Bixby. You got to work with Bill. I heard
Yeah.
wonderful things about
Wonderful
him.
guy. Yeah, and I got to act with him in The Incredible Hulk.
I was going to say,
in
yes.
The Incredible Hulk in the 70s.
Back to the 70s. You got to
Yeah.
do, And then you did Valley of the Dolls.
Valley,
That was
good memory.
That was a great
Valley of the Dolls.
series.
I did 62 segments.
Wow.
Brandon Tartikoff. Or is it-
Brandon Tartikoff took our spot
That's
on
right.
TV. Her name was
Barbara Corday.
Barbara Corday was the head of CBS Television at the time.
Corday from Days of Our Lives.
And
Yeah,
that's
she
Ken,
had
she's
d- yeah,
Ken
prior.
Corday. Yeah.
But
But
maybe
Barbara was
Barbara
hit-
was involved with soaps too.
And do you know, Barbara went on, she was one of the few, before Sherry Lansing, she was head of Columbia Pictures.
Yeah.
She became a studio head. But
Yeah.
that was
So
a great series.
I remember we shot 2 and sometimes 3 episodes a day.
Oh, wow.
And so I had all these designer outfits that I would change 3 times a day. And I loved it. I got to be in love with young guys, a lot of them. But I had one in particular. He was Latin, a Latin lover.
Sort of like real life. That's a compliment. Yeah.
I dig younger men. What can I say?
That's right.
No, that's great.
My first husband was older than me.
Oh,
and,
really?
My second husband was 15 years younger. And
That's why you had a second husband.
Well,
and then there was a boyfriend who was 25 years younger. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Sally, I want to ask you a question, not to put you on the spot, just real briefly.
Oh, do put
She
me on
won't
the spot.
care.
Oh, okay. For example, your approach to the film opposite Jamie Kennedy that you're working on now. What do you do first after you read the script? Do you get a general sense of the mother that you want to create, or what is your particular process? Because your characters are so diverse and so spot on, and you're so just accessible and charming as Sally. It's like, what do you do to get into that world?
I think it's different with every script. Like you asked about working with Jamie Kennedy. I saw a film of his. Oh, God. I've spaced out on the title, but I studied him a little bit as an actor. I knew that I had a scene where I was going to have to break down with him. And I knew that they're shooting really fast, that I was going to do 6 scenes in one day. So I said to the director, about this breakdown scene, you have me crying in the middle of the scene with nothing leading up to it. And even I, that's very, very
Hard.
difficult. So if you don't mind, give me enough notice before, and I will get emotional before the scene, and then I will hold it back. And then at the given moment, tears will come to my eyes. And then if you don't mind, I'm going to reach for Jamie to hold me, because I find as an actor that when you're holding another human being, that your heart opens. And, you know, you actually can feel each other's heart and soul. And so it becomes very human and not just a script and lines. So sure enough, it got to be that scene, and I went in the other room. I have in all my contracts that I have a special space that's mine.
To lie down?
Jasper did 10 years of this with contracts, where I can lie down between scenes and be alone and prepare, really. So I used the Lord's Prayer in this particular project. I've never done it before. In this particular project, I started thinking, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Now, wouldn't it be great if I could cry right now? But I don't want to cry right now. But that's what I used. And I kept doing it over and over again. And finally the tears started coming. And then I held on to them, you know, so when we got to the scene, they were right below the surface. And we did the beginning of the scene. And then when I said, I'm trying, and then the tears started flowing, and then I grabbed him and held him, and then the tears really came the minute he held on to me. And afterward, the crew told me that they got chills, you know, and some of them were
That's
crying
the best.
with me.
When the crew tells you, right? Because you know they've
God.
seen everything, and
Yeah.
that's when you know you've really done
God,
something.
Sally, it's so great to hear this. Like, here's a story out of all the stuff you've done in your career, and you used a new approach using the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah, I never used it
And now
before.
you've shared, and something clicked in you, like, why is going to be repeating this prayer over and over going to get me to this place? You just shared it with Planet Earth. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Well, you know, my favorite actor is Michael Fassbender, and he makes me cry a lot. And I don't know if you saw Jane Eyre.
Yes. I know. He's brilliant.
I'm sitting in the seat, and tears are streaming down my face. I couldn't leave the seat after it was over, because it's rare that an actor takes me out of my body. I have an out-of-body experience, and he did that to me. And I started thinking about him, and when he's blind at the end of Jane Eyre, and these two people love each other, but somehow they're not going to be able to see each other or really come together. I'm getting chills right now as I'm describing
It's a great
this.
movie.
Anyway, by the way, if you haven't seen 12 Years a Slave, Michael Fassbender is brilliant in it, just extraordinary.
Plays one of the one
He
of the
plays
slave owners.
the
Crazy.
evil,
Just crazy.
maniac, angry. And, you know, from all of his interviews, you know, he's such a sweet, nice guy. You know that he's acting. You know
Right.
that was hard to do. In fact, he said in interviews how incredibly difficult that was, that he had to go be
Pull
by
that
himself.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Lupita, wasn't she incredible?
They all were. Sarah Paulson, who played
how do
his
you-
wife.
Yeah.
Lapita, I think.
And Chiwetel,
I think so.
the lead actor,
Do-
incredible.
Yeah, he's nominated, and she's nominated for supporting. So
And Lupita looks really good in gowns.
So
on the red
Lupita is
carpet.
one of the most stunning
Yeah.
women.
She really- yeah.
I met her. I went to the Independent Spirit Awards brunch that they hold every year, and I was on the red carpet with her, and I got to say on some television show, I voted for you.
I love it. Oh, that's great, Sally.
And the guy said, you know, Lupita, this is Sally Kirkland. She's a legend in our town. And she said, really? Oh, I'm so excited. And she started jumping up and down in her gown of that day, whatever she was in that day. And so sweet and so humble and so kind. I love Lupita.
Think about.
Black like you, Ralph.
Yeah,
Ralph doesn't know he's black.
Oh,
so-
you don't know you're black?
because I'm always trying to get Jasper to submit me on any kind of role. Ralph, they're not seeing black. So it's
Color-
like, I can do
colorblind.
it. I can do it. No, but thank you for that, Sal.
But Sally, like when you see a Lupita, isn't it amazing? Because you can think about what's ahead for her. Like
Yeah.
her whole life and career is about to change.
Yeah.
I mean, it already is changing.
I think Michael Fassbender, too.
Yeah.
You know, did you see The Counselor?
No, I didn't.
Brilliant film.
Oh,
Where he
okay.
played a completely different role. Very sympathetic role.
Right.
The total opposite of
Totally
12 Years a
opposite.
Slave. I was lucky enough to teach Sandra Bullock when she was 23. I don't know how old Lupita is, but she looks to be
Somewhere like
early
in there.
20s or in there. And at the time, she didn't know she was going to be a big star, and she was very insecure and very beautiful. She looked very much the way she looks now, but she was very insecure. And there was something she told me about how her boyfriend didn't want her to be acting. You know, he wanted her to be
His girlfriend.
his girlfriend or wife, or whatever he was thinking. And I said, well, bring him to me, and I'll explain that you are going to be a big star. And she said, you really think so? And I said, yes, I know so. And she said, well, why do you say that? And I said, because you're gorgeous, but you don't know it.
Right.
So you have this vulnerable
Charming.
thing where
Charming.
Accessibility.
People are going to want to take you home with them. And Audrey Hepburn had that. Various people had that.
Julia Roberts had
Julia Roberts, right.
Right.
So anyway, I had her do a play called The Trip Back Down by Jim Bishop, where it's about a jockey and his girlfriend, and she's jealous of his career, and he doesn't know how to give up being a jockey to be her boyfriend. And I said, or husband, and I said, Sandy, reverse this in your head, you know, and use all of that. Use what's going on in your life. Because as a method teacher, that's what I teach people. I say, everything
Use
that goes
it.
on in your life,
Use it.
you can turn into art, whether it's writing, poetry, acting,
Right.
music, painting, producing. I
Right.
mean, you can transfer everything that happens in your life. I mean, when people say, how did you do Anna? I was jealous of Meryl Streep. And so all the tears coming down my face were Meryl's doing all of these roles that I could do. And Bob Dylan was Unrequited Love. You know, whatever I use.
You
you know,
use it. Yeah.
Use it. And so with Sandy, I put on a showcase, and she did a scene from The Trip Back Down. And a filmmaker named Dan Adams came and saw her and put her in her first film, which was called Religion Incorporated, but it came out on DVD as something else. And I got her first agent. We had the same manager, but I got her first agent. And I picked out her first pictures to be sent to all the casting directors. And then I told her how to approach the casting director. I gave her all my secrets.
It's amazing.
And then that same year I was teaching her, I suddenly got all these awards.
Everything took off for you.
Everything took off for me, so I had to quit teaching.
Right.
But I remember her calling me up and saying, now, what do I do now? And Barbara Miller, who was head of Warner Brothers Casting, called me and said, there's this girl. Her picture came across my desk, her resume, and it says, Sally Kirkland, Sally Kirkland, Sally Kirkland. So tell me, is she really good? And I said, she's going to be a big star, Barbara. Hire her. So she put her in the series Working Girl.
Right. I remember that.
That is so great. Sally,
Well,
put me in a series, please.
Guys, listen,
thanks.
we just got word. We have to wrap up at 10
right.
till because
Oh.
there's a show coming in right after this.
Well, really quickly, what's your favorite movie that's out right now?
12 Years a Slave.
12 Years a Slave.
Yeah, 12 Years a Slave. That's going to be a big
But
contender.
I'm very proud of Sandy and Gravity.
Amazing.
Gravity's a very close second. And my son, Matthew McConaughey.
Yay, he's
in
Ed TV.
No, Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, I mean, your son in Ed TV.
My son in Ed TV.
Dyer's, he's got to win. I know you
yeah,
can't say that,
yeah.
but I will.
We're not allowed to say.
But I'm not an Academy member yet, so I will.
Matthew, you go get him.
Everyone, thank you so much. Friends from Sweden,
Kenneth
please
Carlson.
Kenneth
come
and
back
Claire,
anytime.
welcome.
Ralph, Dara, thank you as always.
Jasper.
Thank you,
Sally
Sally.
Kirkland, you're
Sally,
the best.
all my love to you.
Sally, please come back after some of these movies come
Okay.
out and talk about more stuff.
Sure.
we need a
sure.
3-hour
Okay.
Sally Kirkland
Okay.
fix.
And then we'll have a transcriber and we'll have our book.
Okay,
yes,
great.
absolutely. Our next show is next
March 9th.
9th. We'll
Because
be back.
the awards, you guys, is March 2nd. And Sally, are you going to the awards this year?
I don't know yet.
Okay. That'll be March 2nd, you guys. And then we'll be back Sunday, March 9th.
Yes. So everyone, thanks for joining us. You've been watching and listening to On the Set with Jasper Cole. We will see you next month. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Planet Earth.
Don't miss a minute of On the Set with Jasper Cole and get the inside scoop on everything going on behind the scenes in Hollywood.